Fuck exercising. Fuck exercising. I ain't fucking exercising, nigga. That's that Uber Eats. Then them chicken wings. I just love Burger King. I drop my onion rings. On my mama, I don't give a fuck about nan diet plan. I don't give a fuck about nan gym, exercise, none of that shit. All 2024, I'm not exercising. I put that on my mama. Fuck diabetes. Fuck diabetes. I'm a big fat nigga with a bankroll. I hate a big wig bitch though a stank clothes. I'm like wet, what it is, what it ain't, ho. You can't name a restaurant that I can't go. I just ate a 20-piece in a scat, nigga. I got another 20 of them in a bat, nigga. I got 10 lemon peppers on my lap, nigga. I just put a 50-piece in a pack, nigga. Come on. Fuck exercising. Fuck exercising. I ain't fucking exercising, nigga.
So, here's the thing. I know that was like a quick song. And the only reason why I let that quick slong. The only reason why I let that quick song play is because in my heart of hearts, I truly feel as if I've lost my mind. This was just supposed to be a stream where we just laugh about these Christians getting mad about Lil Nas X. That was it. That was all this was supposed to be. But in the coming hours, we have come upon a mother problem to where now this is going to be hilarious. Not in the sense that now we're just supposed to, I guess, just like cool and whatnot. We still gonna cool. We still gonna like keep it kosher. We still gonna keep it kosher. But I'm not about to sit here and just and just not speak on the stupidity that I see in front of my face, because I'm just thrown off. I'm just thrown off just a little bit. Won't lie, the chair might break. Might be the last time I'm able to use this chair. I'm gonna be honest with you, because in my mind, none of the things in the past number of hours to me make any lick of motherfucking sense. They don't make any lick of motherfucking sense to me. And so because they don't, I will now just go through them because they just don't make sense. But before any of that, hi, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Monday? No, it's Tuesday. Michigan won national championship last night, and I had a great time watching that. It was great. Even though it should have been Roll Tide, I'm always going to be Roll Tide till you die. That's the only way you should be going about that ever. So we know. How are all of you like the stream? You know, we got a lot of random people watching that video about the Stanley Cups, and that's great. That's cool. That's good. I like that. I like the energy we're bringing to that. That's good. Shit's going great. It's going great. I just want to check for my own curiosity. I want to check for my own curiosity, like how many, if at all, have consumed that, have consumed the literal media that is me just reviewing K-Cups. Damn, almost 10,000. That's good. It's good. Almost 10,000. 10,000 on a random clip that I just put on my channel, and I promise you, it's not gonna be the only time we do that. That's truthfully not gonna be the only time we do that. It's really not. It's really not. I refuse to allow it to be the only time that we ever put a clip on the channel, because this is laid back. This is laid back territory. We talk about laid back things. We kind of laugh at some things. Some things get turned into a video. Some things that I put on the main channel. Some things, but then other times we just lay back. L-Tide, I don't have time for your random bits of negativity. You have terrible takes about everything, and I don't understand how you continue to think that anything you say holds any credibility. Congratulations to the Seahawks, the Broncos, the Saints, and every other team for not being Super Bowl contenders in any capacity, but we knew that already based on watching these teams play. We knew that was going to be the case. We always knew that was going to be the case. There was never a shred of doubt in anything around the ability of these people to be good. It just wouldn't happen. It just would. To me, it wouldn't happen in any capacity. It can't happen. And I'm proud that we haven't gotten there at all. I'm proud. I'm proud of myself and many others who knew the game with these teams and knew how garbage they actually were. Because in my eyes, they don't deserve any form of complacency or compassion. Now I'm going to rant. I want it to be understood by everybody who's watching this. Don't leave me a comment saying, oh, you must understand this. Don't give me some long paragraph about how you shouldn't really be judging other people based on it. Don't tell me no story about some convoluted fact you want to bring up because I'm saying something that hurts your pathetic little ears. When it comes to what I'm going to show you, there is no need for any of your random babblings because it's obvious we didn't need this in any capacity. Look at what's on the screen. Look at what I have for you to look at. North Carolina babies. This dirt dick ass nigga infecting girls with AIDS and not telling them please be safe with his on social media. And if you were to go through all the pictures, it's a guy, he's an African American if you so care about that, and there's a text exchange about how she found out that this guy gave her the disease nobody wants when they have coitus. But you know what's so funny about this? You know what made it so interesting in the coming days and hours about this is that it's been deleted. And whenever something like this to this magnitude gets a lot of traction, as you see 225,000 plus likes, 48,000 reposts, 14,000 quote tweets, 32,000 bookmarks, you would think there's somebody out there giving a little bit of truth to a shocking situation. But the problem when you decide to delete something like this, it creates this weird motion in everybody's mind saying, why would you, as somebody who's giving us information about some sick individual, delete this? Wouldn't you want to spread the word about this? Wouldn't you want other people who would have the misfortune of interacting with this person to know that they have this really bad disease in their body and they're not informing other people about it? Well, here's the beautiful part about the world and how sick the world truly is. I'm going to have to put clips in and edit these in because sadly there's phone numbers on this and I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, but I do want you all to know one thing. This woman who went around claiming that that guy right there had AIDS and he wasn't informing people about it, she lied. And to nobody's shock and awe, this woman has now protected her social media. She's locked it down because obviously once people find out that you're someone who lied about another person about something so serious, of course you're too much of a chicken shit to have everybody see you in an open forum and get to criticize you. Because of course, when it comes to all these weird tips about how you want to date somebody and how the women are bad and how the men are bad, obviously people are going to use this as their random scapegoat to say, hey, these are some sick people out there and how dare you go around and infect somebody with this. And people did that. They found his Instagram. I believe they might even found his Twitter, and it was sending them all these nasty comments just rapid fire because they instantly believed somebody instead of just sitting back and saying, hey, I'm on social media and I'm seeing something on social media for the first time that has nothing to do with me. Should I absolutely believe this 100% or should I potentially wait, given that maybe, just maybe somebody might be lying and I don't want to look like a dumbass. But apparently people didn't want to do that and they couldn't just for a moment wait and see if somebody would potentially be lying about this. I do love this tweet, however. Believe all women slowly turning into I need to hear both sides because y'all on here lying about being sexually assaulted, lying about being raped, lying about getting HIV, all over people that don't want you seek help. And let me just say, for anybody in the back who's going to tell me any story under the sun about past experiences or other examples, I'm sorry that that happened to you. However, look me in my fucking eyes. I don't care when it... I I don't care when it comes to somebody lying about this, trying to gain some level of attention, some level of notoriety, some level of people caring about them when they are lying. Them lying does not help actual victims. Them lying actually hurts other victims. Why? Because while we got these real stories that people should be paying attention to, and we have examples of people who have these diseases not sharing that information with the public, not getting themselves checked, and having coitus to give that disease to other people, you are muddying the waters with your fake ass story, thinking that people are supposed to stop and care about you when you are the sick fuck who's making it worse for everybody else. And the beautiful part is that you see this right here, and this guy saying he's gonna take his own life. Pay attention to this right here. Y'all, the little man who's been going viral knowingly giving a girl HIV, now he hollering about how he's about to end his life instead of posting his results. And guess what's so funny? In the time span of everybody finding out that this is all fake, this dipshit is protecting their Twitter too, because for some reason, actually speaking about what's going on and being a little bit truthful is impossible for people to do. It's impossible for people to understand. It's impossible for people to just sit back and understand that this cannot be true. In what capacity? It cannot be true, and people exist to want to always have a moment to go viral. I see somebody saying, how do we know both posts aren't a lie? Maybe they're both trying to make a viral post. And here's the thing. That's the decrepit part about social media, is that for some reason, people are drastically trying to go viral for anything. And let's just say, for the sake of conversation, it's all fake. All of it's fake. People are on social media and they want to go viral, and then they all sit around and they say, you know what would be a great way for us to go viral is if you lie about me giving you AIDS, and it'll just go perfect. Nothing could ever go wrong there. Nothing could make us look stupid in any capacity. We're getting the likes. We're getting the engagement. We're getting exactly what we wanted because we are all losers who are that desperate because the mommy didn't give us enough boob milk. I'm sorry, but if that's the play, everybody's decrepit, because on what planet? I can't even ask the question of why would anybody do this, because people are that damn stupid and desperate for anybody to pay attention to them, to the point where if that is true and both sides all came up with this story about lying about getting HIV, then we're all fucked. That's truly what it is. We're all fucked, because if that's the play to get social media engagement instead of anything else that would have made a little bit more sense, then we've truly lost. Then nothing makes sense anymore. But I'm choosing to believe for the moment that a woman lied about getting HIV from somebody because they didn't want them. I'm choosing to go that route. And if it so happens that what you said is what actually takes place, that's even fucking worse, because y'all just made this shit up for what? People to retweet and say you a bitch and say you a piece of shit and say that you not worth a damn and saying you should no longer be on the earth because you lied about getting HIV and the whole reason you did it was to get likes on Twitter? That's pathetic. That's sad. That's bullshit, really. And it makes no sense as to why anybody would want to do some weird shit like that. It don't. It don't. You can't even throw out Vidal's possibility because it might be true. Motherfuckers truly might just sit there and come up with some stupid idea. Let's say we are all bored and we don't get enough attention online and we just want to go viral for something. And instead of going viral for like slapping somebody in the face or drop kicking somebody or taking a shit in somebody's bathroom and you don't even get into the toilet, you just take a shit on their sink, you decide to go viral with faking that you got AIDS from somebody or nobody got AIDS and y'all just did anything to gain attention. But for the moment, it all looks bad because everyone's a gangster until it's time to tweet and delete. Everybody's a gangster until that time. And what bothered me about that is this is why I'm on the fence with agreeing with you, Vidal. But I'm also not throwing out that possibility. I'm not throwing out the possibility that these motherfuckers might have just came up with this for some internet clout. And if that is the case, props to you, Vidal. these motherfuckers need God. I can't go about it any other route. They need God. Because how? It don't make no sense to me how anybody could think to themselves, we could do that. And we could make it all make sense. And we could truly make all of that make sense. I hate this world. Oh, you ain't the only one. You ain't the only one. You just happen to be the latest one. But we'll see coming developments as they develop. Speaking of the internet being a mess. I want y'all to carefully look at the screen. Look at that image. And if you don't have the same thought that I have, which is burn the whole room down, and why am I even seeing this on my timeline, then you might be a depraved soul. Take a good long look at the image you have on the screen before you. I'm not pressing play. I don't want to press play. I'm seeing other people see this and react to this, and all I saw was this at the beginning, and I said, no, I'm not watching this. I'm already upset that I have this on my screen to begin with because I feel like that puts me on a watch list. So my question to anybody in the world who's going to sit here and tell me something about how you shouldn't judge the female body and women's empowerment and women have rights and women deserve this and women deserve that, yada, yada, yada. I want to know carefully, concise, and eloquently, why is a child on a stripper pole? Don't tell me that it's not provocative. Don't tell me that it's to enhance the female body. That looked like a 3-year-old, maybe 5 years old, being in a room with things that they shouldn't even be close to. And you could tell me about how the world's not fair to women. You could tell me about how women's equality is rooted in nothing but misogyny. You could tell me about the female expression. No child should be on a stripper pole. I don't care how you feel. I don't care about anybody's rights. I don't care about your equality. Why is a child on a stripper pole? The beautiful thing is, nobody could come up with an actual statement that's going to make sense to anybody because a child is on a stripper pole. Do not tell me they're there to learn interpretive dance. That is a sexual structure to create sexual orientation, not even orientation, or sexual environment. That shit is not for children. Don't even try me. It's not, and it'll never be. But for some reason, somebody in the world is going to try to argue me down about how this is to express the female body. And I hate to break it to everybody walking, but no, it's not. No, it's not. It won't. It will not. I'm so sorry, but no. I'm sorry, but no. And somebody said, why is this on your timeline? Because for some reason, I follow a lot of for the people-esque niggas who see some shit and they either be like, whoa, well, I completely understand this. Or they'll be like, this is sick and depraved and disgusting and blah, 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 blah. That's why this shit's on my timeline. And I might have to reconsider. I might have to block everybody I follow. That might have to be the route. Because I can't for the life of me. I cannot for the life of me. I'm saying it again. I cannot for the life of me understand why this was recorded and put online. Do we refuse? I seem to remember there was a movie came out not too many years ago where the entire point of the movie, based on everybody who seems to want to have a brighter mind than I, this was supposed to give you warnings and enlighten you about the knowledge pertaining to this. That didn't work. We got these motherfuckers just on stripper poles now. Damn. That's just how it is. I guess. That's just how it is, I guess. I guess that make the most sense. How many people I follow? How many people do I follow? I need to know. I need to know how many people I follow. Because I'm blocking motherfuckers today. I follow 358 people. I'm about to block a lot of motherfuckers. Because the fact that I saw that from motherfuckers I follow who were quote tweeting the shit, I gotta go. Seems like I gotta go. Seems like a couple of y'all getting blocked. Also, this is impromptu. This is impromptu. Y'all gotta let this go. Y'all gotta give up on the Twitch debates about titties. They gonna do whatever they want. They're gonna do whatever they want within the rules. So they gonna perk up their little fake boobs that they bought and probably cost like $200 to get a model of that. They're gonna dance them, they're gonna jump them, and people gonna give them subs, people gonna give them bits, people gonna give them donations and all that. Give this up. Completely give this up. Stop going and seeing this shit and being like, Twitch, what are you doing? This needs to stop. It's not gonna stop. I hate to break it to anybody, but this is not gonna stop. It ain't gonna stop unless something completely egregious takes place. And I'm sorry, but titties bouncing ain't that egregious. Titties flapping from here to there is not that much of an issue. It's titties. It's fake titties at that. You can say, oh, the kid's this, oh, the kid's that. If you a parent, monitor your kid. Because that's all you can do. Go on to Twitch and be like, why is this content there? It's been there. It's been there for years. They've just continued to push the line. And they get away with it. So, at what point does everybody just come to the table and be like, all right, this is this platform? At what point do all the people who continuously complain about these random clips that go viral just say, you know what? I'm going to go stream on YouTube. I'm going to go stream on Kick. I'm going to go stream on Rumble. And whatever happens on this platform is what happens. It has nothing to do with me. I'm going to uproot all of my fan base, or what little fan base I have, whatever big fan base I have, and we're going to go to this platform. And maybe people show up, maybe people don't. But guess what? This is still going to happen. And guess what? I hate to break it to anybody who refuses to acknowledge the real thing here. These boobies, no matter if they are triple G's or they're C's, this content exists in some form of style on every platform. On every platform that houses live streaming. YouTube has a video that's fully able for everybody to see of a guy shaving his asshole hair. So don't come to me saying it's just Twitch. It's really not. Twitch is the only prominent one. There's significantly more nudity on what you would call the alternative platforms, such as Kick. Imagine seeing big ass titties flopping around, but they all wearing like thin thongs. That's all it is. Thin thongs, same size titties, same size fake titties, but in thongs to where you could possibly see some areola and nipple. But hey, we just get mad at this platform because, you know, this platform, you know, has jiggle physics. And that's perfectly fine. You know, boobies are a man's best friend until you want to pretend to be offended by it. All you got to do is just not watch. That's all you got to do. You know it's there. It's not a new thing. This constant pretending like it's a new thing has gotten a wee bit old, and it's not new. And I wish people would stop pretending like it is new. That's going to be a clip on for this channel. That was so impromptu though. So that's just going to be a clip. I'm perfectly inbound with that being a clip. I must alert Peachy that her time is needed. Peachy, in like the span of the past 2 days, has been watching the rest of Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, and I've been getting updates damn near about each episode that this motherfucker is participating in and watching, and I'm loving the fact that this bastard is suffering. And I believe, and you may call me cursed for this, she deserves to fucking suffer. She deserves to fucking suffer. I'm tired of this happy-go-lucky-esque motherfucker running around screaming, oh, let's be positive. We gotta be negative in this world. Negativity rules all. Just see this video of these random Jews coming out of the underground. That was the wildest shit I'd ever fucking seen. Hold on. Nah, stop the bus. Cause what is this? Now apparently there's some group that has like tunnels and shit, and it's been known about, and people just found out about it because of this. But like, whoa. Only I appreciate the 5 gifted, my boy. How eloquently.
Also, stop hiring black people to make Mexican food. Would you trust a white person to make you Chinese food?
This is gonna happen 4 more times.
Also, stop hiring black people to make Mexican food. Would you trust a white person to make you Chinese food?
It's an understandable question to ask.
Also, stop hiring black people to make Mexican food. Would you trust a white person to make you Chinese food?
Would you?
Also, stop hiring black people to make Mexican food. Would you trust a white person to make you Chinese food?
It's an honest question to ask. Like, would you?
Also, stop hiring black people to make Mexican food. Would you trust a white person to make you Chinese food?
I believe that should be it. Good. But like, imagine you just walk in the streets and you just see this. Like, what would be the thought process here? Like, what would overall own it? Now we have to suffer through this 5 more times. Go ahead. Go ahead, OBS. Let me know. Go ahead, tell me.
Also, stop hiring black people to make Mexican food. Would you trust a white person to make you Chinese food?
Would you?
Also, stop hiring black people to make Mexican food. Would you trust a white person to make you Chinese food?
Would you? Is that it? Are you broken? Not gonna give me the other ones? What happens if I change? Oh no? Oh, you know? No? No? None of that? None of that? None of that? Oh, we're done? All right. All right. That worked. That worked out. I'm proud of myself for that one. I'm proud it broke. I could have swore I was already a member, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Well, those of you who are members, as you're clearly seeing from the other people who have memberships, now you can have access to these wonderful emotes, some of which I stole or were given, but I like to say I stole them. Others, you know, I got commissioned and made. I got them commissioned and made. What's the best way to send you that chibi? You might as well just add me on Twitter. You might as well just add me on Twitter. That's as best you got. That's as best as you got. All right. As your newly crowned relationship guru, it is my duty to make sure that all of you take the advice of a single human being so that you could go out into the world and somehow end up in a relationship, because this idea of a concept seems to make sense to all of you, even though it really doesn't make any sense. And you should get some advice from somebody who's actually in a relationship or has experience being in a successful marriage. That way, you're not taking advice from bitter human beings who are still hurt about their first relationship. spouting a bunch of nonsense, preying on your insecurities. With that being said, if you are a man and don't want to sleep with someone who has a penis, you're somehow transphobic. Genitalia preference is somehow transphobic.
Yes, genital preferences are always transphobic.
How?
You're welcome. No, but seriously, deciding that you don't want to be intimate with someone because of the genitals they have is transphobic.
How?
Like, if you think about, in this case, this means that this person is not open to dating trans women.
Tell me how.
It validates their womanhood.
Tell me how.
Not only that, it makes assumptions about the way that trans people are going to want to use.
Stop right there. If I am someone who wants to lay down with another individual that has a vagina, that does not mean I am somehow a bigot to everybody who has the same piece of meat as me, especially when I am out and about in the world trying to mingle and I'm interacting with the world, trying to get with someone who has a vagina, and I'm making sure I exclusively want to deal with someone who has a vagina because I am not interested in having meat slapped in my face, which means I am not transphobic, I am meat-phobic.
Genitals, the idea that trans people use the body parts that they have in the same way that cis people with those same body parts do, is transphobic.
How?
Say it with me. Genital preferences are always transphobic.
Genital preferences are not transphobic. Listen, my children, if you are somebody who wants to be in a relationship and you have specific preferences in your life that you want to have met as the criteria for what you want in a relationship, guess what? You're not transphobic, you're not homophobic, you're not lesbian phobic, you're not fat phobic, you're not skinny phobic, you're not height phobic, you're not skin phobic, you're not racist, you don't have racism in your body. You are just somebody who wants a specific thing, and you are allowed to have that specific thing. Everybody is not trying to date everybody. There are people out there who want to have kids, and I believe if you're somebody who does not want to date a trans individual because they don't have the structure to have children, you're somehow transphobic for that, and that doesn't make any sense. You need to take the advice of your desperate relationship guru and take his words wisely when he says, go out, figure out what you want, meet somebody, and if they fit all of the criteria, put a ring on it, or when they drop their knee, you say yes. Do not run around thinking that you have to be guilt-tripped into dating someone you don't want to date because they're sitting there and yelling in your face saying how if you don't do it, you're somehow a phobic. That doesn't make any sense. That's sadness. That's loser mentality. That seeps into all these levels of loneliness that people seem to have because no one wants to touch them, and I guarantee you, it's not because of their genitalia. It's because of how much of a piece of shit that they are, because if you're running around saying date me or you're this, you're probably more likely than not somebody who deserves to be single forever because you exist on this plane of loneliness to where it's everybody else's fault and it's not your fault. Madam, sir, it, shit, whatever you are out there watching this saying, it's unfair that you're saying this because I deserve to be happy. You do. You do not deserve to ruin somebody else's happiness because no one wants to touch you. That is your fault. Go in the mirror, look at yourself, and realize that you might be a piece of shit who does not deserve to ruin somebody else. You are terrible. You are a bad person inside and out. And if you look past the mirror and you call people transphobic or anything for that matter, that says more about you than it does about anybody else. Simple. Did I give the soliloquy of a lifetime? Them niggas call anything transphobic? Yes! That's the weird part. That's the weird part. I don't get it. My headphones flew way over here. Slade is crazy. And now I'm getting Peachy. I'm getting Peachy so that I can make her terrorize the living population. What the fuck is Peachy's name on this fucking app? Pick it up, woman! PJ! PJ!
Hello.
What the hell? Why do you sound like that?
Because I'm sick.
Why are you sick?
I'd like to know too.
What?
I'd like to know too.
How have you been, Peachy? I haven't spoken to you like this since last year. Peachy! This bozo left the call because of my timeless joke. Now I hope you stay sick, you lay bastard. You're a bastard.
I couldn't give you the satisfaction of hearing me laugh, so I had to.
Oh, so you laughed. You're a bastard.
I did.
See?
I usually pull those jokes. That's the thing. I'm too sick to think.
See?
Weren't you sick?
Yeah, you got me sick. You sick fuck.
That's fair.
Every time somebody tell me they sick, I get sick. Stop fucking giving me information about your lives.
You know what's great? I contacted my work and was like, "Hey guys, so I got the virus that shall not be named." And they said, "Oh, when'd you get it?" And I told them when. They were like, "Oh, but it's been past 5 days, so you can come back tomorrow." And I told them about my positive tests, and they were like, "Yeah, but it's been 5 days." So I was like, "Okay." So I guess I'm working again. That's fine. This is fine.
But that's what happens when you apply for a job. You can't really
I know.
let your sickness stop you.
True. That's called adulting, I guess. Kids, take notes.
Peachy,
When you're an adult, there are no sick days.
I got a question for you.
Hmm.
How would you feel if someone lied on you and claimed that you and this person had sex and you gave them HIV?
Well, I know I wouldn't feel good.
No.
Probably terrible.
You'd feel terrible that someone is lying on you saying that you gave them HIV.
Hi, Mom. What's going on?
This Negro is having a third conversation. Oh, Peachy, you're special in everybody's hearts. Peachy, you are special in everybody's hearts. Just know that. In everybody's hearts. She left the call because I think her mom came in the room. I personally believe if somebody said that I gave them HIV and I'm clean as a sheet, I'm slapping the piss out whoever said that. I'm getting violent. I'm getting belligerent. Because there's no other way to go about that. There's no calm, rooted way in going about something like that. You can only respond violently. You can do nothing but respond violently to that shit. It's impossible. I'm calling Maury because he's probably about, wow! Wait, what the hell did Peachy send me? This motherfucker just sent me a random audio clip of her fucking around. What the fuck? It's just a random audio clip of her moving. I'm calling Mario because, first of all, ain't no baby dad. I am not a baby's dad. Let's get that shit situated first. Second, I'm not no baby's dad. Third, I'm not no baby's dad. Fourth, I'm not no baby's dad. We just gonna throw all that shit out there to the sun. Okay? I just text Peachy to ask her if she died, which, you know, it's always a good question to ask. And while we wait for Peachy's return, boy, y'all are fighting back against those drag queens are really the problem, huh? The LGBTQ curriculum is the main problem, huh? Not a Missouri math teacher arrested on 4 warrants of messing around with a 16-year-old. The father of the teenager was also arrested for knowing about it and not reporting it. But hey, the gays, we gotta worry more about the gays. You know, on the what the fuck, Peachy.
Hello.
On the criteria of things a child should be worrying about, let me ask you: should you be more concerned about a child learning about the history of gay people and pronouns, or would you be more concerned with your child getting fucking raped by their teacher?
The latter.
I wonder why. Because, you know, you can bore me with the speech about pronouns. You truly can. But this on the screen is more important. That is more important.
I can't see the screen.
Don't worry about it. You don't have to.
Okay.
Just know another teacher was fondling a child. That's all you got to know. So, Peachy,
Okay.
I'll ask you again. I'll ask you this question again. How would you feel if someone you had coitus with lied and said you gave them HIV? Would you be angry?
I would. Probably.
What do you mean, probably? That is a legitimate reason to flip
I
some
feel
shit
like-
over.
I feel like anger is putting it mild. That's an accusation you cannot come back from. I'd actually probably be scared.
This would make it the 8th
Hello.
female teacher? No, it would not make it the 8th female teacher. Where are you getting your statistics from? You're blatantly wrong about what you just typed, partner. That is wrong. Who did you get that fucking information from? That is wrong. Ooh. Whoever you got that from, never trust them ever again. I know damn well you didn't get that shit from me. That ain't my statistic. Police report. I don't know what fucking police report you didn't fucking looked at, but in the past 2 to 3 years, 8 times is not an accurate number. I'm telling you that right now. Whatever police report you got that from, throw that shit away. Block the website. Matter of fact, call the FBI on them police, because they lied to you. Them motherfuckers lied to you. PG, I'm gonna need you to understand, somebody lying on you to that level of degree warrants you shooting them.
Whoa. I wouldn't. No. Not me personally.
That one I'm speaking for me. If somebody said I gave them HIV, oh no. We out. You gotta go. You got to go. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm going to sit here and allow that. We got motherfuckers who will jump and fucking attack a judge, and these motherfuckers calling it racist when he get punished. So of course I can flip my lid with this double standard in this fucking world. My cousin watched one of my recent videos and said I'm getting bigger. He noticed I'm lifting weights.
I guess Jujutsu Kaisen has affected you that much.
I told them how you've been catching up on Jujutsu Kaisen. How you feeling?
They had to for those who don't know, there's a extremely serious moment that happens and the main character's having a horrendous mental breakdown. And then they randomly start playing the opening theme to the series, which is like, "You are my special." And it's like this love song, and I'm like, why would
That is
you
not
play
a love song. That's not a love song.
It's not, but...
That's not even...
like,
Jujutsu Kaisen's opening is nowhere close to a love song.
I looked at the lyrics. It's kind of like a...
No.
It's talking... Okay. It's an obsessive kind of ordeal kind of song. And I don't know. It just Yuji needs a hug. Hugs are not going to make it better. He needs. Oh my! There's nothing that can make him feel better. Oh, there's nothing that can save him from that. Oh, that trauma's forever.
Good.
Oh no! What, 16? Dang!
Good.
Hasn't even been a year. Oh man! But okay, what were we talking about?
No. We must now know your thoughts about Jujutsu Kaisen now.
People came in here to talk about teachers and accusations.
No. We already talked about that. Now we get into the real reason you're here.
Okay.
Have you seen Nanami die yet?
I did.
Good.
Right now I'm at the arc where I had to take a break because you and my mom. But Nobara versus Mahito.
You ready to watch her die?
Or why not? Might as well nick off my favorite characters one by one at this point.
Yeah.
Give Yuji a mental break. Oh Lord, that poor child. They're children. Oh.
So?
Except Gojo.
They're in an anime. They're supposed to die.
I still don't understand, and maybe it's just me, I don't know, and I'm a special case. I don't understand the hype behind Toji. Like, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, Toji's one of the best characters. He just he just shows up after being dead for so long and then dips again. And I'm like, what was this supposed to mean something? Like, is this supposed to come back at some point and like bite Megami? I have no idea what that must have been for something, or maybe for shock factor. I have no idea.
What are you talking about?
Like Toji, he came back as a ghost, and that was a weird thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere. It feels like.
Yes.
All right.
He's a one arc character.
Makes sense.
His goal was to cause chaos, and he did. He got to see his son as a grown teenager.
That was the oddest "I'm proud of you, son" moment I've seen in the show. So, there is no good parent in this show. I think I messaged you that. There is literally the only good, quote unquote, good parent in the show is probably Gojo. And he's not even that good at it. Like, no one's treating these kids right. I feel kind of bad. Wait, I just thought of something. Where's Yuta?
Where's what?
Yuta! Just thought of it. Where is he? We need him. Where did he go? Is he still in Africa? Doggone it, Yuta. Where are you? Like, dang.
I don't
know.
know.
My voice is very squeaky.
Where is he?
Where on earth is Yuta?
I know where he is, but
people in the chat know exactly what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I think people have no idea what's going on.
Tell her to read the manga. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to.
No, I'm gonna read the manga as soon as I catch up to the anime.
Oh. Well, you're in for some treats.
No, you already spoiled remember you told me months ago about the big spoiler about what happened. Oh, who is this white-haired, I don't know if they're a boy, girl, they, them. Like, they came out of nowhere to Sukuna, and Sukuna was like, oh, hi, Uda, whatever. And I was like, who's this person? Why does Sukuna actually like someone? It was weird. Like, I have no idea. It was weird seeing Sukuna actually be fond of someone. He was like, oh, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I was like, you know this person? You're not killing them? Like, there's so much going on. So many questions.
That's his servant.
And I love it.
Dickhead.
Wow, he actually was a servant. He didn't kill. Yume. Oh, yeah, that's the name. Yume. That must be something.
What do you mean that must be something? That's his servant.
Yeah, but I guess I had never really thought of Sukuna having servants that would live to tell the tale. He seems to be very fond of that person.
Or as these motherfuckers are telling me, his personal chef.
Oh, I guess they cook. Interesting. Maybe that's why they're still alive. They can cook really well. Who knows?
You ready to watch Gojo die?
Yay. Oh, they animated that already?
No.
Oh.
That'll be in probably
I mean,
2 or 3 years.
why not? We gotta kill. Okay, so who are they going to kill off? I don't even know what happened to Maki. I'm just gonna assume that she's dead. That old guy, he's dead. Panda, I don't know where. Panda's probably dead. And as much as I absolutely loathe Sukuna's character, like he's probably one of the worst villains I've ever witnessed in anime thus far. He's such a good villain. I love Sukuna. It's been, I guess for me personally, it's been a while since I've seen someone just evil. Pure, no reason, no sappy backstory of like my parents abandoned me and this is why I am the way. No, Sukuna is just evil incarnate, and I'm like, this is so refreshing. I love just seeing characters be evil for the sake of being evil.
Oh,
It's just nice. That's horrible for me. I feel like it's horrible for me to say. I feel like I shouldn't say that, but it's one of my favorite type of series to watch. That's why I love Attack on Titan, for instance, is when the main characters they're pretty much backed into a corner and you have no idea how they're going to get out of this. I have no idea how Itadori and everyone else, if they're still alive at this point, are going to get out of this. And that's why I'm excited to finish the series. Like, I don't know how are they? My only way I can think they're going to beat Sukuna, they have to seal him away again. I don't think they can kill him. They're just going to have to seal him away. And unfortunately, they might have to seal him away with wait, never mind. I can't say that.
I'm gonna stop you right there and say Anime Girl has the worst fucking take out of anybody.
Uh-oh.
You have the worst fucking take out of anybody here. I just want you to know that.
What did she say?
Motherfucker said the new anime is lacking. You have the worst take out of anybody I've ever fucking heard.
Are you talking about the animation or?
Who cares? Just know that entire statement is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I'm just gonna throw that out there for you.
Gosh, that Sukuna fight was chef's kiss. What is that? Oh, someone doing outside. It was so beautiful. I've been watching anime longer. Yeah, and I think there's a whole
Hold on. Shut up. I'm way older than you and been watching anime longer than you've been alive. Okay, you still the dumbest motherfucker I done heard give an opinion. Hello, what the fuck did you think this was, motherfucker? You're so old. Older don't mean shit. You got more experience being dumber. That's all being older is. I figured it out.
Hey, what's up with these Stanley Cups?
I figured it out. Peachy. I figured it out. You know how motherfuckers used to be like, oh, you're supposed to respect your elders because they're older and it means they're wiser. No, it doesn't. Older means you got more experience being dumber. And you are dumber. That's the dumbest shit you never said. And I want you to know, I'm not the only one that think that. These motherfuckers in the chat think that too. You're on an island by yourself. And you want to know what's up with these Stanley Cups?
Those cups they don't look very special. They look like stuff I've seen every day I go to Target.
What do you mean? They're the hot new trend and they're so fashionable.
But why? The only reason I kind of want one is it's pink, but I can wait for other pink ones to come. I can buy another pink cup. It's not the only pink cup. That's why I'm like.
But it's so fashionable.
Is it because it hit TikTok?
No.
No?
No. It's just it's a fucking cup that apparently survived a burning building and everybody wants one now.
Why? Do they plan on going and burning buildings and they want their cup to survive?
No, they just want the trendy new cup.
But
that's all it is.
Marketing is crazy today.
Like somebody's either house or apartment, I think it was house, burned down and the only thing that survived It wasn't a house. It was a car. 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 Their fucking car got engulfed in flames, and the only thing that survived was a Stanley Cup. And I think the company also paid for a new car. So, yeah.
And that's why everyone wants one.
Yes.
Or do people mainly want it to resell it? Because I've seen a lot of people talk about reselling it.
Yeah,
So they don't really want it. They want it for themselves so they can sell it to other suckers.
they're selling it for $300.
Someone's gonna get it.
So yeah, it was a car, and yeah, the fucking car burned down, and they bought her a new car. So W Stanley Company, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh well, the Stanley Company's shit. No, they bought her a new car once they saw it, and this shit survived.
They get her a better car. They buy her the same car.
You ask the questions that don't matter.
I don't know. Like if I'm curious. They get her a pink car or something.
You with this fucking color pink. Go away. That's all you do. You just ask about shit that's pink. You don't ask about shit else.
I can ask about something else.
You're excited to see Yuji's girlfriend die?
Tell you to tell me what happened to her.
Yeah, I hope you know that I'm lying to you.
Oh, and she probably can find something worse than death, knowing you.
That character doesn't even come back.
She doesn't? Oh, she's probably dead then.
No, it doesn't come back at all.
What?
It's so because it's meaningless. It was a meaningless little thing to put in before they got to the good shit.
Oh, that was fun though. Oh, man.
Of course it was, because you like that shit. You like that shit. Go watch. No. Shut up. Shut it up. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You, for some reason, want the worst of shit into the best of shit. You want your romantic subplots in everything. But yet, shut up. Yes, you do. You just explained yourself. You just exposed yourself. You want your little romantic intricacies in everything. Yet, for some reason, you hate when it's actually done. You hate Eren and Mikasa. You're sick to the fucking head. But you know what's so great? If you want to watch your little romance shows and you want to see the show where the guy meets the girl and you want them to get together and whatnot, you can go do that. There's a whole romance genre on Crunchyroll for you to go watch. You are expecting a show where the whole premise is there's a guy eating fingers and holding a demon in his body, to somehow also at the same time look at my 7-foot girlfriend. No! Makes no sense. The only thing you can get close to that is Spy Family. Go watch it. It's on Crunchyroll. Go watch it. Why'd you send me this random audio you just fidgeting around?
Oh. I was trying to figure out how to mute my brain. I can't express enough how scrambled it is right now because I'm dizzy and sickness took a bit out of me. And I was trying to mute it or something while my mom was in the room, and I accidentally sent that audio or whatever. I don't even know what that was. I thought it was I don't know.
Any final words, Peachy, before I send you back into watching Jujutsu Kaisen?
I hope Yuji finds happiness.
He will not.
That's all I strive. That's all I strive for at this point.
Well,
I want him to be happy.
Without spoiling anything, you're going to be waiting a long time for that one, buddy.
Aww.
You're going to be waiting an excruciatingly long time to see that motherfucker find a shred of happiness.
Well, he ain't gonna find it with his girlfriend anymore. I can't call her his girlfriend.
Exactly. I don't know where you get that word from. That didn't play out any way you're describing it.
Yeah, she's probably dead. Like
she's not dead. She's not there. We don't know if she's dead. She's just not there.
There was a lot of bodies in Shibuya. She's probably. I'm not gonna be surprised. there's a particular scene for those who don't watch Jujutsu Kaisen where pretty much not the main scene, but before the main thing happens, like there's a bunch of people who are already dead, buildings are destroyed, and they pan to a few bad guys who are having a conversation, and a cat survived. And I was like, wow. The cat somehow lived to tell the tale. Cats are amazing. Anyways, you continue with your stream. I'm gonna go die in a corner.
Before you go, I just want everybody to know that I told Peachy that Yuji is Ghetto's mother.
Yeah, he. I don't even know why. I think it was an accident, and I was like, "Why would you tell me this?"
Because we were deep into the conversation, and I just let you know that.
Why though? I didn't need to know that. I think they don't even
because
say in the anime yet, or just the manga?
usually the people I speak to about anime read the fucking manga. You're the only one who doesn't.
No, I'm gonna get there as soon as I finish. As soon as I'm caught up with the anime, I'll read the manga.
That's wonderful. Go get caught up with the anime now. Go away. Go away.
Bye.
Jesus. Piracy is the best way to see anything? No, not really. Not in the best form of quality. Not at all. And I agree. My Hero Academia is shit now. It was fine up until like a year ago, but now it's completely dog shit. Speaking of, any Christians in the room? Listen to me and listen to me well when I say what I'm about to say. You have to understand this guy sole purpose is to make you mad to the point where you talk about him. That's the sole goal. And there's nothing else. His music is all right, but the whole promo leading up to any new music that drops is him making fun of anybody he wants to. And it's the Christians. It's the people who are individuals of faith. And you know, I saw this and I saw people reacting saying, how come Christianity is the only thing people constantly make fun of? And how come this and how come that? Well, I don't have the definitive answer, but I threw out a little suggestion that I think some people would love to consider if they're anyone who would question why that Christianity is always constantly being made fun of by all these different types of people. Because the way I look at it, I'm seeing an easy target perpetuated by people who make themselves an easy target. And I said, I've heard devout Christians dismiss and belittle all other forms of religion, and at the same time, bitch when it happens to them. Y'all are going to promote this man into making a shit ton of money, because as much as people want to say, hey, you shouldn't be making fun of us because we're devout Christians and how could you and blah, 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 blah. You notice that there are all these types of Christians out there who make fun of other religions and have no problem doing such a thing. But when it happens to them, suddenly we're supposed to feel bad. And I also said, Christianity is taken as a joke because Christians are a joke who can't properly defend what they believe, from the pedophile popes to the scamming pastors and deacons. Y'all are just as bad or just like the LGBTQ with how much wrong shit y'all got going on and don't acknowledge. Y'all are a joke. And I made sure to add the little tidbit that God sees it and don't like what y'all do in his name either. Because let's be honest. Everybody knows the stories. Everybody knows the history. Everybody knows Christianity is not completely clean. There's some dirtiness in there that people hear about, and they always seem to want somebody to address it, and they never do, or they come up with an excuse. And that excuse never holds any weight. So, when you run into these scenarios where you have people wanting to have a little bit of more faith in God, but then they run into Pastor Dave, Sister Nicholas. They see all the tithe money being used for luxurious purchases and not for anything of the community or for the church. you come into a problem of having people be on your side. And you have more of a problem with people taking you as a fucking joke. And that is nobody's fault but your own. I'll be listening to Lil Nas X's music. He drops, Friday? I think, or Saturday, one of them days. Why? Fuck, I like the music. I'm not going to be pumping my fist in the air with like golden nipple clamps saying, Lil Nas X. Like, no. I'm just fucking give it a listen. And if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. I didn't need this randomly weird promo to get me to listen to it. I thought he was dead for like the past year because I ain't heard shit from him. He ain't troll nobody. He just ain't say shit. It's usually the Christians. It usually is. Smells like bait. It is bait. It is bait. It's bait to get people's attention. And it works. Do you see how many motherfucking Christians are mad at this? Of course it's bait. It's obvious bait. Don't lie, Leon. You have nipple clamps? Nope. I am what is known as the tender soul. Not having that on my body in any capacity. Not whatso motherfucking ever. So diversity's back in session. Because for some reason, this is a topic. And I got sent this, and I was wondering, why? What do you want me to hear from this? I am somebody who thinks diversity is well and great. Diversity has been already in existence. When it's done right, fantastic. When it's done wrong, you got other shit going on. And apparently, Google's diversity, equity, and inclusion leader is upset that parents are teaching their kids not to judge others based on their skin color. Hello? Wait a minute. Google's DEI leader, Adriel Parker, is very upset that parents are teaching their kids not to judge others based on their skin color. DEI instructs employees to judge each other based on their skin color in the workplace. This is an illegal practice in the U.S. Where are the lawsuits?
In the year of 2023, it also amazes me how many people are like, well, I don't see color, or it would be so much better if we just didn't worry about someone's skin tone.
That's true. I would argue that is true. I seem to remember there was some prominent figure in the United States during a time of civil unrest and racial discrepancy who once said you shouldn't be judging people based on the color of their skin, but the content of their character. I wonder whatever happened to that guy. He seems like he would be a prominent figure in the year 2024, or maybe he would not like how many black people are disgracing his good name and his good speech.
You as an individual are contributing to the problem because our broader society sees color, and it's not just physically seeing a color. There is so much more to it than just that. And if you don't understand that, you are again part of the problem. So instead of saying I'm part of the problem, how about you explain it to me instead of trying to be campy behind this really cheap background music? And it's just to keep telling people that over and over is so frustrating. And I was just on TikTok, and there's a trend where parents are teaching their kids not to see color, quote unquote. And I'm like, okay, so the next round of people that are going to be joining our workforce, this next generation, are going to be dealing with the same issues that we're dealing with now. Because
what do you mean? I thought the whole purpose was to not have these moments where you have all these ugly looking white children come up to you and judge you based on your skin color. How are you mad at people who are putting in the work to not have you look like you're a babbling idiot crying about racism and how racist everybody is? I thought that was the goal. I thought that was the plan. I thought that was the reason. I thought everybody was supposed to do the work because it's important to do the work, because if you don't do the work, you're indoctrinated with all the supremacy and it's racism and it's bad and you should be doing the work. I thought that was the game. How come when people are actually doing the game, behaving and they're treating people with respect, dignity, and all circumstances, do we actually still have the problem of, well, if you actually look at it our way, it's actually a problem because we have a society full of people who just see color. So wanting to change that and starting with the children is now the bad thing? It's impossible. You can't keep up with these people because they spend so much time wanting to bitch at you all day that when you actually do the shit that they bitch at you about, you're still the problem because you're not doing it the way they want you to. You're not doing it the correct way. You're not doing it in the way that matters, which is probably giving you some money, probably making sure that somebody cares about your personal little bitch ass feelings, probably making sure that, oh my God, you have to understand that you're so oppressed and let me rub you on your head a little bit because, oh my God, you're such a victim and you have all these bad things happening to you because you have all these people out there trying to hurt you based on your skin color. And so let me do the work necessary to educate myself. There are people who spend thousands of dollars who believe in this concept that you can be belittled in front of people of color and it will somehow change your ways. It'll somehow change everything. It'll somehow change every single facet in your body to where all the molecular structures deep inside of you will no longer look at somebody and judge them based on their race. It is impossible that that concept is something that people actually bought into because these white saviors truly believe it is perfect for me to waste my time in such a loud degree and say, hey, everybody, here's what I did. I spent $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 of my hard-earned dollars just to be belittled in front of people. And now I no longer think my racist thoughts. I no longer speak when a black person is speaking. I no longer talk back. I no longer try to get more information from black people when they're saying something that's clearly a fucking lie. Like when somebody fakes a hate crime or when somebody fakes a racial incident, because that's me and my privilege speaking. And I no longer want to contribute to shit like that. Fucking possible. There's 11 more seconds of this shit. How do we end?
Because to say you don't see color, you don't see me. You don't care to acknowledge the struggles that people like me face. And we're not looking for problems. We're not.
Madam, you're going to sit there and say people should do the work. You're probably one of these people who will say something like, the white people should do the work. And they do the work. And you're now saying, well, nobody's recognizing me and my struggles and what I have to go through. No, you dumbass. They are. When they're sitting there and saying, hey, this country has a history of treating people so badly based on their skin color. And we have fought really hard to get a structure of equality put in place to where people don't have to feel as that they are somehow lesser than because of their skin color. And even though we've put in the work for that, there are still examples out there and there are still people out there who will judge you based on their skin color. I am raising you correctly, my small child that I birthed having coitus. I am raising you correctly so that you understand that when you grow up older, you should not be judging people in a negative fashion based on their skin color. You should be judging them based on their character, how they act, how they treat people, how they speak to people, because that's what's more important. And you should never, ever judge somebody based on their skin color. Do you understand, little Johnny or little Susie? What's that? You do? Perfect. Because how could we possibly go about it any other way? You want to give money, I bet. You want to throw out some donations. You think all these concepts that you have in your mind are the proper way to end this random fight of you feeling a certain way because your personal feelings are hurt, when in reality, it's not going to go down like that. No amount of money is going to get you to shut the fuck up. No amount of money is going to get y'all to actually feel like the problem's been solved. What'll actually work out and what'll actually do something very, very great is you have people teaching the younger generation not to be dicks to everybody. That's all you gotta do. But for some reason, that shit's not even good enough. Yes, that's video. Yes. Yes. It wasn't even supposed to be. It wasn't even supposed to be. It wasn't even supposed to be. But it became that. I got agitated. So now it has to be. And y'all got that. Chick tries, you missed it. We was talking about date. If you're trying to date somebody who has a vagina, you're transphobic now. Genitalia discrimination. You missed Peachy, but just about 5 minutes ago. You missed Peachy just about 5 minutes ago. Or 10, however long it's been. The only things that I was gonna have be a video. The only things I was gonna have be a video was the fucking dating a transphobe or dating whatever the fuck I just said. That was it. That was it. That was all it needed to be. Should you go tell your boyfriend what? That you're a transphobe? Probably. Share survive. In case anyone cared. The chair survived. Oh, no, it didn't. There's a crack here. There's a significant crack in the fucking. Oh my! Oh my! Yay! As long as I can still sit in it, I'm well endowed. You should add that to the video. Probably should. Probably should. And maybe I will. Who knows? Bring in the backup chair? I could. But I don't want to. It's too much work. It'll be all right, though. Hey, remember when I gave y'all relationship advice? Here's another piece of that. Because apparently, so look, we was just talking about the Christians and how they operate. There are people out there who tell you God is going to bless you with your perfect match, your significant other. And apparently to these motherfuckers who give dating advice and yet they're still single, if somebody says that, then that's somehow still an issue. So maybe I'm crazy because I said, so now y'all have a problem with women believing God has better for them? So let's listen to what this strong, independent woman has to say.
Do you guys know why you're single? And I'll speak for myself, and I know exactly why I'm single, because I've never dated a guy that God would have approved for me. Not to say, let me clarify and say that every guy I've actually only dated great men. I have a great picker. I've only dated really wonderful guys, good people to their core, obviously not perfect and clearly not from me because we would be together if that was the case, but good people. But never somebody who's further along in their faith than I am. Yeah. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that what God has, the person God has for me is so far along in their faith than I am. And I have such a desire, a yearning to be led spiritually.
Y'all are sick. I heard that shit.
I just want to sit and look up at a man talking to me about theology and I'll be so happy. You know what I mean? And so
So basically, she just wants a man who has a stronger faith than her. And honestly, how can anybody have a problem with it? Let's see. Let's see. Because you notice who tweeted this out? That's Pearly Things. Now let's see. Translation. I've created an ideal of the perfect man in my head that no man in real life can ever meet. Time for her to start buying some cats. For wanting a man with a stronger faith than her? For wanting a man with a stronger faith? That's a delusion? That's a backhanded insult to other men. I'm not the problem. They all are. No accountability as usual. Men lead by faith in the family. The Bible teaches this, and statistics back this up. With a faithful husband and father, you see faithful children. With a faithless man, you will see the faith of the family fall away. She is looking for a faithful man who can lead her and not follow. Probably one of the only good takes here. And a bunch of people who agree. But I'm not going to sit here and use that. I want to read more. No translation needed. I respect and love it. Oh, another good one. She isn't meaning the guys who are spiritually mature in their walk with Christ and at the same level as her or above. Makes total sense. Oh my God. I am loving this. How do I always catch the tail end of these streams? Who said that this was the tail end? Who the fuck in here said that this was the tail end of the stream? I have more shit. And might I add, we're going to be reacting to we're going to be watching a video together. So who said that this was the tail end of the stream? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I've only dated wonderful guys. I'm a great picker, and this is another great guy. It's the womanese, very can decipher. Every woman don't understand. I do not understand. I do not truly understand how any of these lonely bastards here can hear a woman say she wants a man who has a stronger faith in God than her and see that as a problem. So when I say these red pill people are losers, don't ever question me again. Don't ever question me. Don't ever question me. I don't speak in absolutes. I speak in what I see. And what I see are bitter people preying upon insecurities. And that's what they do. They good at it. It works every time. Is it because I'm here now? It is probably 11 o'clock at night where you are. You are probably going to be here for another 10 fucking minutes. Do you understand me? Woman, the chick tries. I'm fighting the urge to want to fucking stream Mario Wonder. But I don't think I'm going to do it. Also, like I told Miss Thang, Hunty, who seemingly wants attention today, the stream not over. We not done. Because we got, hold on, we got 1, 2, 3. I already talked about the Jewish tunnels thing. 4. We got 4 things. We got 4 things. And we just go kick it off like this. Excuse me, but what do you see here? I'm gonna just play the video. I'm not gonna play with any type of audio. But it's a gathering. It's a gathering. It's a gathering where people are celebrating a wedding. Not a wedding after party, but the actual wedding. And they're doing it at a coffee shop. It's just one niggling, twiggling problem. The people in this video did not alert the coffee shop that they were doing this. Hi all, happy holidays. Today, the December 31st, we had an odd, eventful day at Mansion that we feel the need to share. As most of you know, we're a small-owned business and do our best to provide the best service to all. Today, while our staff was expecting a normal Sunday, we noticed a downpour of patrons walking in. Soon enough, there was a full bridal and groomsmen party, a wedding officiant, wedding photographers, and patrons leaving personal items including wedding gifts, coats, purses, all throughout the coffee shop as they took over. A beautiful bride walked in and proceeded to have a wedding ceremony with zero knowledge to us. We book for private events and are proud to host bridal and baby showers, engagement shoots, parties, and all sorts of private events. So this is a place that is established to people. Hey, you can have an event here. You just got to let us know and you got to book it. We book for private events and are proud to host bridal and baby showers. I just read that. We are delighted to be considered beautiful enough to host any special events. The group of about 20 to 30 people continue to not only have a wedding ceremony, but take pictures, videos, and block pathways for customers trying to enter mansion society. They were asking us to take coats, purses, and watch personal items as if they had rented us out for a private event. And sorry to say, they did not. Yes, the post reached the bridal party in question, the bride to be specific, and she reached out via email offering $200 in a donation. We have sent a reply, and in full transparency, we will be posting our response, a clip from the wedding taking place, something we chose to exempt in our original post out of respect, but given the lack of accountability from the wedding party, here it is. It's what I showed you at the start. And might I say, how much of main character syndrome do you have to suffer from to go into somebody's establishment and do your entire wedding without telling anybody? What sense does that make? How do you get off doing some callous shit like that and then continue on? We will wait for a payment from the bride, hopefully to leave this in the past. An invoice has been sent. Although we're not expecting any sort of compensation from them, they don't see themselves in the wrong in this situation. We'd also like to mention that the leasing manager of Central State and many other buildings, including the 1899 building venue, is working with us because they also got no approval to do a full photo shoot in the building with no consent or permit. So you're maybe wanting to look at this and say, hey, we're going to pay you the full amount. We're not going to give you this random $200 compensation. We're going to actually give you the full amount required for renting out your building so that we don't have to face any sort of other litigation from anybody else. Now, to answer the most asked questions, why didn't we stop it? Why didn't we ask them to leave immediately? It's normal for us to have wedding guests during the weekends. 1819 is next door, a wedding venue that belongs to Central State, and it's very common for us to serve a latte before or after their ceremony. The wedding guest came in at 15-minute timeline and sat down. We figured they were waiting for their entire group before getting up to order. The bride walked in and the ceremony immediately began. We were taking orders, slinging drinks, and we couldn't stop a wedding ceremony midway. The social media backlash could have been cancel-worthy if spun the right way. Our shock froze us in the moment. In our email response to the bride, we break down what her party did with love and respect, the Mansion Society team. And they sent them an email just talking about what happened. And you know what? Given the circumstances and how brain dead people actually are in the world, if they do intervene, and then this entire wedding party goes on social media and say they got harassed into stopping the most magical day of their sister or their daughter or their bride's magical life of a wedding. Yes, stupid people on the internet are going to want to protest outside of these people's buildings. They're going to want to shame them because how could you stop a wedding? This is the most magical thing ever. This is crazy. But it's not out of the realm of possibility, so I could understand why these people didn't really go about knocking shit over and saying, hey, we got to stop this because you didn't rent out the building. Now, if it were me, and I'm only speaking for me here, I understand the Mansion Society and what they did and how they chose to operate. I am not shaming them in any capacity because I understand how stupid the world is, especially when it pertains to magical moments and people trying to portray themselves out to be what they're not, which is a victim. I would have been knocking everybody's shit over. You not having no wedding in my establishment and you didn't pay me to rent this bitch out. I'm just letting you know that. If you didn't pay me to rent this bitch out, oh no. No. You are not coming here with that. No. Not happening. Not how it's gonna go. Not how we gonna do. It's not happening that way. It will not and shan't not happen in that way. No way. No way we doing that. The dress cost more than the wedding? Probably. I think. Is the email somewhere around? Because I feel like the email is somewhere. Mansion Society. I don't know. I think the email might be, and if not, then that's just it. And also, I kind of want to proofread just in case that email is somewhere. I don't want to fucking show anybody's fucking. I don't want to show anybody's email address. Oh, well, hello. This is, so now news articles are picking this up. I wonder. Go for me. Okay, this is all the same shit that I just talked about. But where's the email? Well, if the email's not even there, the point still stands that this shit is abysmal. Main character syndrome is a real thing, my children. And it's a real thing with people who are drastically bored of themselves and they always want to have somebody pay attention to them. You know what? I got a smile on my face. It's about to be something cursed for all of you. It ain't gonna be cursed for me. It's gonna be cursed for all of you. You know, sometimes I feel a little bit hungry. And I always want to put my faith into the outside world when it comes to eatery. And there is no greater example of trusting random people online with food than the pink sauce. Now, we all know she's been in a little bit of legal trouble. Potentially, she could get sued for defamation in any capacity because she is a failure of a creative and a failure of a businesswoman who decided it would be in her best interest to sell a concoction out of her kitchen, and it went terribly, and she got saved by a company who she later went on to smear because clearly they didn't trust her ideas in any capacity. Well, if we could continue with the story that will not die, the creator of pink sauce isn't it great that that's the first thing you saw, is back, and she's coming out with more shit for everybody. And it's apparently plant-based. Look at it. Yellow, blue, green, white. And the old style pink sauce is back for everybody. And hopefully this time it stays pink. Because apparently if you go into any store, some of them look brown. Some of them look brownish. A little bit of brownie. I hope this woman fails. Like, and I know that's not the right thing to say. I know it's not what everybody would accept to hear because you want to believe in people. You want to believe in people's ambitions. But this woman has failed numerous times. I don't even think she has the legal grounds to do this. Maybe she does. But I don't think legally she can do this without the affiliation of Dave's Gourmet. Now, maybe Dave's Gourmet has dropped all connection to this woman and she could do whatever she wants. But, bruh, there's no way I'm looking at this shit and thinking, this is tasty. I want some of this in my life.
Today I made pink sauce, lavender sauce, and
Lavender. 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 Oh my God.
this is the blue sauce from the video that I posted earlier today.
I'm gonna fucking throw up. Give me a sec. I'm gonna throw up. No. And what the fuck are you wearing?
So I'm going to show y'all how I make the pink sauce. So here, of course,
Madam, what are you pouring that shit in? Is that in a wine glass?
I'm starting with my activator, aka H2O, aka water. Then we're going to mix that. We're going to add in some sour cream. Now, I wanted this one to be a little lighter because I knew I was going to mix it.
Nah, I'm actually about to throw the fuck up. Nah, cause like that shit actually making me sick looking at it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It really is.
With the blue, and I just wanted it to have like a perfect contrast. So yeah, it's me mixing. So that's sour cream, vegan mayo. We already talked about the contradiction, but yeah, y'all know this, the consistency that I like. If you like it a little thicker, then you can just add less water. And yeah, this is lavender, and there we go, blue, lavender, pink.
can somebody just sit her down and be like, yo, we get it. You had a dream. It was a pretty ambitious dream. And, you know, social media was on your side just a little bit. But then when we watched you fail and we watched you respond to criticism like a narcissist, we stopped. We stopped caring. You notice how this doesn't get the same level of traction as when this first popped off? It doesn't. It doesn't get that same level of traction. It just doesn't. So I'm hoping, here's my genuine hope. And nobody will believe me because I said I hope she fails. I hope somebody is there and they're advising her before she tries to ship this out to anybody. I truly hope that. And maybe it becomes the success of a lifetime. Maybe it does. I really hope she finds somebody who will test this and not sue if they have a heart attack. Because given her track record of doing it all herself, she is not good at it at all. Criminy Christmas, Krinkleheimer Smith. Y'all know what I love? Racism. And I love when people try to over dramatize racism, especially in situations where they're at fault and they try to get everybody else to believe that it's everyone else's fault. What do you see here? You see Top Golf. I've been in Top Golf before. Really boring-ish establishment. If you're somebody who is someone who wants to experience what it's like to be a discount Tiger Woods, you know? But, you know, these individuals had an incident where they were kicked out of Top Golf because they were pouring and creating lean.
Man, y'all see what the fuck going on, man. You dropping this shit in here. That's what we doing, man. 4. 31. All right, man. Yeah, all right. Y'all see what's going on.
So they're making lean, a concoction that is not good for anybody, and they get kicked out.
Damn, so we can't play golf?
Nope.
Why we can't play golf?
Because you're making a concoction in their establishment.
You racist? So
You racist. Because we have to do the old thing where it's a black person and the person enforcing the rule upon the black person is a white guy.
So we said we was gonna put the drink up and we can't do it.
It doesn't matter if you put the drink up. What matters is that you made that shit in a family establishment. And it's against their rules. And you don't get to sit there and cry foul about anything. And fucking shame on you for even trying that shit, thinking people were just gonna co-sign you. You're fucking ridiculous. It's not racist. Give this shit up. Just give it the fuck up. Hold yourself accountable for the stupid shit you doing, which is posting up like you swagged out. First of all, you at Top Golf. You're not rich. You just got a Groupon discount to probably go there like everybody else do. You're not special for going to Top Golf. But like, it's not racist. You're just a moron. Jesus. You know how many clips I got for this channel? Like looking at how many people decided they wanted to watch the fucking random clip that I posted yelling about that fucking Stanley Cup. It's crazy how people kind of like that. They kind of liked it. Let me see. At now a recent count, it's still at 9.5K, but it don't matter because it panned out. So I'm gonna start implementing just like random clips, just in case, you know, there's 56 of y'all watching. I appreciate that. But these are for the people who miss it and they just want to, you know, get a little watch in. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the Stanley Cup, you petulant child. But children, unfortunately, we've come upon that time. where we must react to a video. And while we react to the video, I'm going to be playing a game. And that game is going to be Fortnite. I'm going to just let you know that now. I want a Stanley Cup. No, you do not. You do not want a motherfucking Stanley Cup. You do not want a motherfucking Stanley Cup. Stop spouting that bullshit of a lie. It's just a cup at the end of the day. True. That is true. That is a true statement. That is indeed a true statement. Hold on. Before we really get situated. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam. I'm also, like, when I'm done here, I'm gonna fucking just, like, go in and edit these and turn them into videos just so I can have them ready to be uploaded. All of them won't be. It's just a few. Like, I know for certain the fucking wedding thing will be something I put on here as a clip. Maybe me yelling with Peachy about Jujutsu Kaisen. Maybe. Maybe I could turn that into a short. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All in due time, all in due time, all in due time. Why the fuck does a tumble have to have the same name as a hockey tournament? Because it's great. It's just great. That's all you gotta do. That's all that matters. It's having these moments in time that mean something to everybody. You know? They mean something to people, you know? And that. And then I go over here. Hit the gritty is crazy when you really think about it. And it just, yeah. And that is that. All right. All right. That's that. Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is this? Oh, I already did that. So I got 4 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these. This is main channel. This is also main channel. Okay. It's working out the way we want it to work out. Grits or oatmeal? What are the flavors? What are the flavors? Because I can't just go regular. You got to give me flavors. Because I'll tell you this much. Like the apple, the apple cinnamon-esque oatmeal versus like the cheesy grits. I don't know. I feel like I might have to go with the grits. I feel like I have to go with the grits based on the flavors that I've given. Like, but I can't ignore the oatmeal because the oatmeal is where it's at. Oatmeal is where it's at. I just want y'all to know that. Oatmeal is where it's at and where it needs to be at all times. Okay. If you like oatmeal, you'll forever be known as a grandpa to me. Well, I don't respect your input anyway, so call me what you want. That'll just have to be what it is. We're gonna watch Britney Venti's video about the jealous women of the right. Why? Because, you know, I feel in my heart that could be something fun. But you know what's crazy? I have to turn off the fucking sound of this game because I realize what platform I'm on. And that'll create a problem for me. So now I have to fucking turn the music off. Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. Off. Sound. How is this under sound? I'll never understand it. Visuals, I probably need, fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. If things occur, they occur. If things occur, they occur. Now, commence. What speed? 1.5 speed.
A disturbance within the Christian conservative ecosystem. Desperate for attention.
Man, don't you all love boobs?
And validation. You knew what you were doing. Just get an OnlyFans and stop pretending to be a conservative Christian. It's an embarrassment to religious women. My woman sports modest clothing, not clothing that reveals country back row curves. Put on a sweater. Well, this is all it takes now to be witch hunted. Isabella Maria De Luca is a political activist featured on Turning Point USA. Christian conservatives and also people who weren't religious or conservative at all were so upset by this video of her baking a cake that it went viral. You would not believe the amount of drama that this cake video that is like 3
Is a dual PC setup better for streaming? I mean, if you're someone like me who wants to play a game and maybe react to some shit, it would behoove you to have something like this. It may behoove you to have a dual PC setup. Maybe. Oh, you missed it, Chick Tries. I was playing a PC game on stream not too long ago.
months old has caused. But before we get into someone acting like a failed pickup artist, I want to talk about let's collab over cocktails and bad decisions. Why does he talk like a crusty, horny guy on Tinder? I just noticed this too. He says crippling debt. Meanwhile, his bio is literally begging men to pay for his alimony payments. He's literally begging people to pay his bills, but he's calling her desperate. He thinks he's a princess. He wants men to pay his bills. And he's a celebrity. He doesn't even properly ask her out to dinner. He just slides in her DMs like a little sleaze bag, like, want to get cocktails and fuck. I like how he complains that all these modern women, all they offer is sexuality, but clearly that was good enough for him. And this is really embarrassing for him, which is why he deleted his Twitter. But yeah, she's the one with the lack of accountability, I guess. She
love that for you. I would just like for you to know that it completely sucked and the fucking game did not operate. And when I mean it didn't operate, I mean where I was and needed to be to like finish the game, apparently, it was moving slow. And I was told the only way that you could fix it is to either A, restart the game, which is sound good advice, or change the frame rate. In which I would say to any of you who have a PC and you favor PCs, if you have to change the fucking frame rate to make the game operate, that's a bad game, and I'm not arguing.
clap back so hard that it made the news. Imagine you are so dusty that you make the news. It doesn't really seem like it's about her doing something morally wrong by baking a cake in a t-shirt and being naturally well endowed. It seems like it's about him getting rejected. And you'll notice that this is a repeating theme throughout the video, that it's never really actually about being modest. If her baking a cake at a normal camera angle while being fully covered was such an issue, then how come this video is only now going viral when it was posted 3 months ago? It's crazy that this video has millions of views now, and it went viral for her just wearing a high neck t-shirt filming in portrait mode, but they're saying that, oh, her breasts are center of frame. Like, where else are they supposed to go? It's like, oh, sorry, I'll just leave my breast at home next time. I don't really think it's about the framing though. I think that if she were flat chested wearing the same shirt, that nobody would have a problem. You would never see people complaining about the girl on the left, and her shirt is just as tight. When you have a smaller frame, meaning you're not overweight but you still have large breasts, it's very difficult to find t-shirts that are flattering, because if you wear an oversized shirt, you just look frumpy and fat. And I really empathize because I know what it's like to be in that position where nothing you do is good enough. If you have a big chest and you're not fat, good luck finding flattering clothes. I know personally that I have to bring a lot of my clothes to the tailor. I have to pay for it to be tailored because they don't make clothing that fits my body. So if I wear this huge oversized shirt, I don't look skinny in it necessarily in real life, because when I turn, now I look obese because my chest is bringing the fabric out to here, which makes me look fat. Versus a girl with a flat chest, it looks...
I love that we're getting a crash course on boob knowledge with shirts from Britney Venti. Where the hell is Chris? He'd love this shit.
like that, so they look skinny. So it's just really frustrating if you manage to find a shirt that flatters you and doesn't make you look fat and then you get witch hunted for it. Nobody would be saying, oh, you knew what you were doing. They would not be saying that if she were flat chested and wearing the same shirt. This is really no different than when the left tries to cancel women who are curvy in media. Like, how dare Tomb Raider give representation for girls who naturally have that body type? It just seems like either way, you're being canceled for being beautiful. Even when, in both instances here, the women are wearing high neckline tops, but it's not enough. It's the same woke cult mentality, it's just on the other side of the horseshoe. I thought that
You know what's so funny? I love it. I love it. I love what Britney's saying. I've inseminated my seed of common sense and it's reached whatever the fuck y'all would call Britney Venti. Like, what? What weird thing would y'all end up calling Britney? And also, oh, I'm reading the comments thinking people would shit on Britney, but they haven't. Great.
This is the whole point of body positivity. Isn't it supposed to be for people who are naturally a certain way and not just for obese people? I'm sorry, but I fail to see how this conflicts with Christianity. She's wearing something that you would probably wear to church. I think people are just projecting and thinking she's focusing on her boobs when in actuality it's them focusing on her chest. Because again, if we took the same exact framing here,
I ain't even gonna lie to you. It screams to me, like the way I look at this is that if you're somebody who's one of these weirdos who is like, we need more representation, we need more people out there speaking the quote unquote truth, even though it's not, it's just the random shit you believe to be the truth, but nobody wants to say that part out loud. Then you get people who do it, but then they do something you don't like, and now you're complaining about how they're nothing but a whore, which makes no sense.
but we put this
What did I miss? You missed a shit ton. I'm not even gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. You missed a shit ton. That's your fault. Next time, be here. Next time, stop taking care of children, quit your job, and pay attention to I'm just kidding. Do what you gotta do in life. Whenever you show up is when you show up. Grateful that anybody bothers to show up to these live streams. Yes, it's only 55 of us, but grateful for it. We're growing here. I'm putting more effort into this live streaming channel. And you notice that I've done more lives like now on a more consistent basis than I would have last week, because maybe I do like 1 or 2 and then see y'all in 2 weeks. That's usually what I'd fucking do. But here's the thing. I'm going to turn a couple of these moments into clips. I'm going to upload them or schedule them to be uploaded here. I'm going to fucking do the same on the main channel, And we're going to vibe. We're going to grow this bitch. We're going to have fun with this bitch.
girl in it, nobody would have a problem with the framing. So this is where things get interesting. Grandma Tomasi enters the fight.
I am not Red Pill adjacent. I am in the Red Pill. I am the father of the Red Pill.
Might you all remember that this guy believed in fake nudes and was desperate to spread them around to other people?
Call yourself the godfather of the Red Pill.
I call myself the godfather of the Manosphere, okay? Other people have called me that.
Okay, great. That's very...
Do you understand?
Okay.
The grandmother of the Red Pill has something to say about a woman baking a cake in her kitchen, and it's women's only real agency is their sexuality. And Grandma Tomasi replies to a video of a girl making food in a bikini saying, no cross necklace. So that's his point of contention, her wearing a fitted t-shirt and wearing a cross while baking a cake. And that's really interesting considering he has no problem with this woman wearing a bikini and a cross, using her to promote his brand. No problem with them wearing a cross with cleavage and a bikini and them posting it on social media for everyone to see for attention then.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Oh no, Chris Jericho? Oh no. Okay. So the way that got set up for anybody who could possibly enjoy this segue, Chris Jericho, wrestler, for some reason a podcaster, insinuated that he was being sexually or like trying to have a moment with a fellow coworker who quit. And that same coworker saw a bunch of people talking about it and liked a bunch of comments and even replied to people, which led to a shitstorm for Jericho. But then, I think a day after one of the pay-per-views, this motherfucker walked back any insinuation that he had anything to do with it. And when I'm saying this motherfucker, I'm talking about the podcast who started this shit. And so it created this level of what the fuck? Why did we even waste our time with this? And there has been no follow-up. So we don't know if motherfucker actually did something or not. At current time, it seems as if a guy just did a podcast saying this shit because he doesn't like Chris Jericho, and he was perfectly fine with this shit being a shitstorm for Chris Jericho. And embarrassing this company and hurting whatever PR brand that they had in them. Which, if it's true that he did this, then he's a piece of shit. No one's gonna deny. But if he didn't do it, and this is just a fucking podcaster saying this shit just to say it, then fuck him.
The cross necklace doesn't matter so long as it benefits them. These modern women are just grifters, showing their tits and wearing cross necklaces until you can take a photo with them. So I don't really think it's about Grandma Tomasi hating these grifter sluts. I think it's about the control. The Manosphere doesn't hate sluts. They hate inaccessible sluts. They're okay with you being a slut.
True.
So long as they profit from it. These Manosphere commentators and podcasts where their whole premise is to make fun of and dunk on modern women for being sluts and going on OnlyFans, and then they're profiting off of it, basing their entire brand off of them after they dunk on them for doing the same thing. So long as they can put your OnlyFans photos in their thumbnails to promote their YouTube channels. When I went on the Whatever podcast, they chose to use a photo of me that was from like 7 years ago. They went out of their way to use the most provocative photo that they could find of me. Meanwhile, I have dozens of photos that are from professional photo shoots that they could have used. Also, my friend Anna, who's on the right, they chose an old photo of her as well, and then they decided to Photoshop her bikini pink, just so it would get more attention. That's what I mean when I say they go out of their way to find the most provocative photo possible of the girls they have on.
But I thought they were about being true.
And then insult them for doing the same thing. So long as the Manosphere can pose and point at the hot women that give them their notoriety, then selling the sexuality is fine. The Manosphere is not telling women to be modest for their own sake. They're telling them that they don't like it when they can't control it. This is literally their logic. Good photo, fine. Not fine. Sluts. Surely it's just a coincidence that he finds the girls with the most skin showing and poses next to them. It's almost like he's aware that it gives him attention. It's almost like they think women give them value, pointing at them like, ooh, look what I got, guys. Watch my podcast. Buy my book. Men attention seeking? Just fine. Men attention seeking with sluts? Also fine. Sluts attention seeking? No, bad. I absolutely do not have a problem with the position of being anti-porn, anti-sex work. I also think something needs to be done about how accessible porn is to minors, but it's really hypocritical.
Which is true. It's true. These motherfuckers do have, and when I mean motherfuckers, I mean the children, have easy access to this shit. Part of it's the parents' fault. An overwhelming majority is the parents' fault. I hate to break it to anybody who's going to sit here and be like, you fucking social media platforms, you allow. Well, guess what? Daddy Elon allows this shit too. So if you're going to complain about one, you might want to complain about the one you favor. But guess what? You know what would help? Is if these parents monitor what the fuck is going on. And in case anybody was wondering, because I remember this being like a thing a few years ago, states are now making it harder to access porn websites. They are. So when you're somebody who wants to go on the hub and you get like this weird message saying, based on state law, you cannot access this website, there are actively people trying to put this shit into effect to where children cannot access these websites. And, might I add, I'm perfectly fine with it. Why? Because little Johnny and little Susie don't need to be knowing about what Katie Cummings does in her spare time. It doesn't have to happen. It doesn't need to happen either. I have such great aim.
Critical to then make your entire brand off of OnlyFans girls when you're busy insulting them as your entire brand. You can have them on your podcast and have discourse, but maybe don't blast the most provocative photos you can find of someone in the skimpiest outfits they've ever worn into your thumbnails on a regular basis, because then it seems like you don't actually have a problem with the modesty aspect or modern women. It just seems like you're jealous or mad that you can't access them to use for your own brand. I see immodesty a lot in the Manosphere, and it's not just with Grandma Tomasi here pointing at the skimpiest clothed woman he can find to promote himself. Them posting photos of themselves half naked all the time isn't exactly modest either. Neither is them posting about their luxury lifestyle and posting their expensive cars. That's not exactly modesty. And modesty isn't just about the appearance, it's how you present yourself as a person. That's why I say it's not about modesty, it's about control. It's okay when they do it because they're hypocritical.
It's
and
a problem when I do it.
Modesty matters, I guess. But no, they're red-pilled and they hate those thoughts. It's like, no, you just hate the ones you can't access. So back to the Cake Gate thread. Isabella basically explains that Grandma Tomasi invited her on to be on his podcast. She says that he's a 53-year-old father and basically he shouldn't be acting that way when he has a young daughter himself. Grandma Tomasi says, you know what my daughter is doing now? She's married and the communications director of Pro-Life Women's Clinic. You know what she's not doing? Pandering to conservators with her tits and a mixing bowl. Do better. Isabella claps back and says, your daughter was baptized in a two-piece bikini and you're going to call me a...
That's why you shouldn't use your children as scapegoats. You shouldn't do it. You just shouldn't fucking do it. By the way, the Ninja Turtles are in the fucking game of Fortnite, and I absolutely love it, but I don't want to play as any of them. I kind of want to be able to play as... John Wick, but then I also want to fucking play as Peter Griffin, and I'm going to do that first. Because I don't think I've played as Peter Griffin at all since I was able to unlock
a trad thought for wearing a shirt that fully covers me, what does that make your daughter then? Grandma Tomasi tells Isabella, you should be embarrassed. Clearly your father never had the balls to correct you. So Isabella claps back and says, these are outfits your daughter wears. You clearly didn't have the balls to correct her either. Yeah, his daughter is definitely showing a lot more skin than Isabella did.
And I believe that these photos are publicly accessible via Instagram. I think his daughter has a full Instagram account where she posts this shit. So it ain't like, no, oh, you're doxing my daughter or any of that weird shit these online people get into conversations about. So he clearly did not practice what he That's another thing. None of these red pill motherfuckers practice what they preach. They don't. Everything they tell y'all that's bad, they do. And they give the excuse of, oh, I'm an alpha male, I can do that.
So what do you think that grandma does next? Him refuting the hypocrisy of his daughter posting in more revealing clothing online than her? No. Instead, he will cry doxing. She has resorted to doxing my daughter in her wedding dress. Do you not see that she's a hack now? Which, by the way, for those of you who did not watch my prior video on Grandma Tomasi, he claimed that I also doxed his daughter, but she literally tried to be a public figure, and she was a pageant contestant, posted all over social media, and has a public Instagram, so he's just trying to pull his old shtick again. So now Grandma Tomasi has her granny panties all in a bunch and says, what's more inappropriate? So she's responding to Isabella quoting Pearl, what's more inappropriate? You selling your tits to tradspergs or getting Britney to anonymously email an underage video of you to me after again doxing my daughter on the same day. You youngsters are the lowest forms of evil. I'm gonna read the email. The reason Isabella privated her socials. I saw that effing biatch try to dox your daughter. Immediately after you call out someone, they pull that shiz. Isabella the Jezebel used to sell slutting videos of herself to her fans for $50, but it was on the low. This is one she sent me. And then you see an attachment at the bottom. Grandma posts the email, and as a result, people start flooding Isabella, accusing her of selling exclusive content for a monthly fee on Patreon. And not only that, but also accusing her of selling underage videos for $50 on Patreon, based on an email. Grandma Tomasi literally accusing Isabella of committing a crime, based on an email that anybody could have sent. They really thought that Grandma Tomasi would do his due diligence.
Wait a minute. Did he fall for this shit again? Oh, y'all gotta throw this motherfucker away. Y'all gotta throw this motherfucker. There's no way he fell for this shit again. Now, since there is a video attached to it, there could be the case made that he watched it. First of all, also can implement him in the crime, and maybe he doesn't want to put that out into the ether because there's an attachment. So, you know, could be a case of he's seen it. Or he's just believing somebody without watching the fucking thing. And maybe that fucking attachment is somebody jerking off with the cum shot right into the camera. Who knows? That could be anything.
Diligence and researching? Well, think again. I was the one who sent the email. So even though he had that little sneaking suspicion.
Never mind. Why again? Why again is he going around spreading information and Britney's the one being the culprit? How? At this point, get your email out of every bio you have. Make it to where nobody can see your email and send you anything. Don't do it.
That it was me sending him another fake email for him to believe. He still chose to post it, and it resulted in people just blindly believing it because he doesn't do his research. And he's accusing me of sending him CP and having CP, which has never happened. The video I attached to the fake email where I made up everything was actually from Isabella's TikTok, and it shows up on the first page of Google when you search.
So to course correct, Britney Venti, established content creator, talks about varying degree of things. Tricked this motherfucker into believing that she had nudes that could be leaked, and he was all giddy about it. And this same motherfucker falls into Britney's trap again of believing that I'm gonna die to computers, that she had the information to leak out and did it, and he believed it anyway. And didn't do his due diligence. Might I ask you all, what the fuck?
her name. Grandma Tomasi does not do his due diligence ever. This is not his first nor second, but third time being trolled by fake emails and believing random internet rumors and using them to try to harm the other person's reputation. If he really thought it was fake, then he should not have posted it, or at least, do a single Google search on her name. You can see in the email here at the bottom, there is the attachment, and when you click on it, it's just a zoomed in video from Isabella's TikTok. What is he talking about underage video? I got the TikTok video from literally the front page right there, front page of her TikTok.
I hate ban the red pill. We got to ban the red pill. We got to ban it. These people don't do research and they're bitching about everything. It has to stop. Do you understand? Do you want to know why? When something comes out, I take my time. Do you notice, like at the start of the stream, we talked about the HIV thing, and Vidal came in with a great point. Everybody could be faking this for any form of attention. And it's like, there's a reason why I don't upload shit rapid fire. It's because I don't want to look dumb. And the reason why I don't want to look dumb is because, yes, you missed the beginning of the stream. Apparently, somebody lied about another person giving them HIV. Reason? Because nobody wanted to associate with them. So yeah, you want to watch the beginning of the stream? You can. But do you realize how cripplingly stupid you will look for getting information wrong about shit? And how it's easier to just sit back and fucking wait? That way you don't have to look stupid?
It's so funny that Grandma Tomasi is now paranoid about every email he gets, which he should be. You should be doing your due diligence. And he has shown that he does not care. He just likes to spread rumors and be a gossipy grandma. Grandma Tomasi will actually spread any fake news he finds if he doesn't like the person. He responds to this person that says, if he has an issue with the way Isabella dresses, then he should have an issue with how his own daughter dresses. And then Grandma replies and says, the fact that you're reposting this right after asking for proof means you already knew about the email. Reported. He's literally reporting to the cyber police. And he did this before with accusing me of having CP and now sending CP and saying he's reporting me to the authorities, literally reporting me to the cyber police for trolling him. And it's crazy that he was insulting my appearance and begging for my nudes in these emails, which I posted in that video. And yet he's calling Isabella a thought for baking in a t-shirt.
This is a completely unrelated thing, but me and Britney Venti have the same mic stand. Like, I just looked randomly and I noticed we have the exact same mic stand. We have the same microphone as well, but more importantly, we have the same mic stand. So clearly, great people have good taste.
And the gossipy grandma is so dramatic.
And I say this knowing that I just bought this maybe 2 months ago.
Literally is saying I'm trying to unalive him because I trolled him, and he's reporting me to the cyber police. This is who we're dealing with. So Grandma's acting really dramatic and getting really emotional, and then Pearl pops in and says, posting pictures of Rolo's daughter is way too far. There's no reason to dox someone's daughter. It's actually appalling. Yeah, that's rich coming from Pearl, who doxed Steven Crowder's nanny, and also refused to take down a video of an underage girl that she was interviewing and asking inappropriate questions to. Even
gotta love that red pill. The inconsistencies. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
After her older sister came on Twitter to complain and tell Pearl to take it down. Some of you may remember Pearl's stylist who gave her horrible fashion advice that was in the first Pearl video that I made. That guy who put her in a garbage bag and told her she looked good. So now Pearl's personal stylist, who's supposed to be like this base red pill manosphere guy, is doing content with this porn star. And they have a whole scammy pyramid scheme looking website that says like, join now just for $397. Buy the scam now. Learn how to get women now.
Whereas once upon a time, it was perfectly possible for an unremarkable man of medium height and looks, not rich but in a decently paid job, to marry a beautiful young woman.
Oh yeah, he knows his market. He's saying all the generic red pill manosphere stuff. Hey loser.
All the low insecure men. Here's the moment you've been waiting for. Give me $300+ and I could make you a man.
You want to get laid? Yeah, sure, you're medium ugly, but we can get you bitches.
Imagine having a world-famous porn star and a world-famous dating coach in your corner as your coaches, wingmen.
Imagine having a world-famous porn star by your side, like me, who's only here because she needs promotion because her account is very small.
Tiffany works in the adult entertainment industry for over a decade, amassing millions of views online, while Troy has been a dating coach for the same period of time, reaching thousands of men all over the world.
It's all about who's selling the sexuality. He can literally work with a porn star and sell her sexuality.
I'm sorry, was that Pearly Things? No, it wasn't.
And all over the world.
It somewhat looked like it for like a half second.
About who's selling the sexuality. He can literally work with a porn star and sell her sexuality as a selling point. Like, hey, this is good for you guys. But if it were just her doing it on her own, then it would be bad. You know, unless she's accessible to them, which she is. The girl that he's doing content with tweeted Isabella, and Isabella posted the screenshot because she deleted the tweet. And it says, I told you she had Sims. Isabella, my flight I offered to pay to sit on Grandma Tomasi's panel stands firm. We friendly here, but at least own your shit. And don't play TradCon pretend. 10. Sunglasses emoji. Smug. And then for proof of this, she posts the video from my fake email. So I guess Rolo must have sent her this personally because he didn't really post the video. He just gave this to her assuming it was real, even though he suspected it was me, and she fell for it. And then she deleted the tweet. So clearly he thought it was real enough to spread it as fake news and for her to believe it as truth, and then spout libel and accusing Isabella of selling her nudes for $50. I do feel bad for Isabella DeLuca for the idiots that actually believed Grandma Tomasi based on a fake email. Like, he has a whole history of believing fake emails. Grandma Tomasi didn't post the video on purpose. He wanted to not only have Tiff do his dirty work, I think, but also by not posting it, he could lie and say it was CP when it wasn't. It was just a TikTok that I zoomed in. And by the way, that's called lying by omission. He's purposely omitting the information to make it seem worse than what it was. Like, just straight up lying, because there was no nudes in that email, in any of the emails I've ever sent him. But wait, there's more. You guys have me sounding like an infomercial. But wait, there's more. So Rachel Wilson was one of the first people to chime in on Cakegate and insulting Isabella, calling her a 304, which is slang for hoe. So Isabella claps back to Rachel Wilson calling her a 304 and says, if I'm a 304, then you having 5 children from 2 different men makes you a what? Which isn't even true. It was 3 different men. And she's trying to play it down as if she didn't just insult Isabella. Isabella is still mad because I told her to put on an apron and stop lying. LOL. So Pearl, in response to that, comes to bat for Rachel.
Can I also just like add my tidbit in? This is completely unfucking related. I mean, technically it is, but it's information none of you asked for. I made pasta. I made like shrimp pasta, Alfredo shrimp pasta last night, and I did it naked. That's completely information nobody asked for, but, you know, we're on the topic of being decent while cooking. If you're in the comfort of your own fucking home, you do whatever the fuck you want.
And says, Rachel is a stay-at-home mom and homeschool all 5 of her kids. She actually walked the talk. Hi, Pearl. Still haven't gotten a hold of your fashion? I don't know. Maybe she should try wearing t-shirts that fit her a little better. Isabella.
TMI? What the fuck? I thought this was a safe space. See? That's why I never speak about my issues. I'm always scrutinized and laughed at. How dare? How fucking dare each and every one of you? How motherfucking dare? I thought this was a safe space. I thought I was included. It's clear you horn dogs only care about a woman's body being naked. And I take such an offense.
Claps back at Pearl and says, she is also the epitome of what you complain about all over your platform. Old, overweight, and divorced women. Is that not your niche? So Pearl goes and says true, and Rachel will tell you she messed up, which by the way, this is Rachel Wilson. But after that, she turned her life around and raised 5 kids that she homeschooled. She would never advocate for the decisions that got her in that situation. So basically, Pearl is defending this Rachel Wilson woman that has a problem with Isabella baking with a t-shirt on, even though she literally said, it's so funny how you all simp so hard for fat wives. No, having a kid isn't an excuse to be fat. You're supposed to be in shape for your husband. What's this then? Is she really gonna act like she didn't just say that?
Based on Pearl's description, it is an unattractive fat woman. And that is not me speaking on this woman. That is Pearl's description of women. Unattractive and fat.
And smile next to her. People can
just hopped on the stream and heard this. I don't care. What? I'm comfortable in my skin. I don't know, Leon, you look good when your leg is up, puffing out. What? And I'm also fighting Peter Griffin for some reason. And I guess his minions are behind me? That's true. His minions are behind me. So now I must flee the scene because I'm not fighting 15 different minions. I'm not participating in this game that Fortnite clearly wants me to be in.
Disagree and be friends, but this is a direct conflict of interest. Like literally just sitting there smiling next to her. And this is why I say that these people don't actually believe what they say. Because why would you be standing next to her smiling and defending her and signal boosting her? Like that's what your friend thinks about you. She thinks that your husband should divorce you, which one of them did. So to simplify it, she was divorced once, but has 5 kids from 3 different men. To briefly explain who Rachel Wilson is, she is part of this Trad Thought coalition, which are very involved with Cakegate. It's this group of women that virtue signal.
What the hell is, oh. Is that what you're calling the fucking thing, Cakegate? You know what? The internet was a mistake.
About being trad online.
If we have to fucking name something Cakegate, then we all deserve just like to have our knees scraped. We deserve to get hit with razor scooters, in which if any of you have never been hit with one of those, I promise you, top 10 worst pains of all time, and it ain't 2, 3, 4, or 5. It's number 1.
aren't that trad themselves. I don't have a problem with women being provided for and being stay-at-home moms, but this is a version of it where it's a perversion of what traditional means. So they're basically doing performative trad virtue signaling. Like, look how trad I am, and all these other girls are sluts. But as you can see through Cakegate, it's actually not about those hoes, it's actually about whichever woman they feel like attacking at said time. Like, you have to be this trad to join this group. So usually this trad thought coalition that LARPs like they're trad, even though they usually have some sort of degenerate past, they will insult any woman not part of their clique to bring themselves up, and they're often hypocritical in not upholding their own standards. For example, during Cakegate, Megha, I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name, but she says to Isabella, the cake girl, 45% of the video frame is boobs. And
Jesus, Leon, that's evil. See, people know. People know the pain. Anyone who knows that pain knows I just described the worst form of torture. Getting hit in the shin by a Razor scooter is the worst thing that could happen to anybody. You had Trump, literally the last stream, be like, people getting 20 years in jail for January 6th is one of the saddest things in American history. I can tell you that is not true. That is actually factually not true.
as Cake Girl points out, Megha is complaining about Cake Girl's boobs, but then in her profile picture, she's wearing a top with the same exact fit. It's just that her boobs are smaller. The Triathlon Coalition does this bit where it's the haha, women suck, am I right bit? And they love to do it. And it's their only joke. It's never funny. It's never witty. It's always the same joke over and over. Oh, haha, women are better at complaining. And then Pearl's laughing it up. When I say that they only have one bit of teehee, women so stupid, this is what I'm talking about.
I said that there's a lot of women on this panel, so
I got you. Yeah, let me break this down. Oh, we got a Pearl on our hands over here.
Self-deprecation can be funny, but the whole women are so stupid, am I right, guys? That bit is so tired. Basically, the shortest way I can explain the Triathlon Coalition is, haha, I'm not like those other girls. She's not like those other manipulative 304s who just pretend to be traditional Christian and conservative.
When I hear I'm not like those other girls, anyone who watched WWE for like a significant period of like 2016 to 2018 knows Nia Jax. And you can hate Nia Jax because she kind of sucks, even though she's gotten better. She had probably one of the greatest women's theme songs ever. Like, she truly did. Like the I'm not like most girls, like the original one, not this newer one. It was actually a fucking great theme song.
Unlike her, I just coined the phrase e-mom to differentiate myself from e-girls. I'm not looking for male attention, and there's no reason to grift. I already have a man who supports me and my family, so motivation for being online is purely to restore traditional Christian conservative values.
You're not gonna get that. You're not gonna restore Christian values with your hypocritical think pieces about everything. You're just not. It's not happening. I know you want it, but it's not gonna go down.
And funny enough, Rachel Wilson is known to be a reply girl to Ethan Ralph.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
You're a fucking whore. You're a no good scumbag fucking whore.
Wow. I don't know how we got here, but you know, we got here.
Do you understand me, Britney fucking Venti?
So this is him and his then fiance, and she says, sad and trad always looks amazing, but Ralph looks particularly dapper here. It's just weird to me to comment under someone's man's photo and being like, you look particularly dapper. Meanwhile, you're married. She reply girled him a lot. Ethan starting a harem of Ralpha babies. Even on the photo where he got his ass beat and there was like footage of him getting his ass beat, she comments under it, you're such a good sport. That's why we love you. He replied under his tweet saying, you're a master at turning shit into gold. Like she is kissing his ass. Sucking the turds out of it. Ethan, I like your writing. I read a couple of his older posts and I was like, dang, he's a really smart guy. You know, she's over here being a reply girl for Ethan Ralph, but she's just here to convince women to get married and stay married. I'm gonna get back to Cakegate in a second and what she said about it, but I just find it funny that she is simping Ethan Ralph. She is sucking the pebbles out of his pipe hole. She's simping this guy right here. That's not his nutsack, by the way. That's just the bottom of his stomach. And yet Rachel says, why are so many nurses and medical assistants?
That's true. This motherfucker has a really bad body. Like, I am not going to body shame this man, but there's concern and then there's this. It's like it's the greatest reason that the word "ew" became a part of the English language. His body is the reason why people say "ew." Like, it is. Like, and maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe it's too mean. But my God, his body is not peak masculinity. It's just not. It's just not. I'm being run over. I'm being run over. I got ran over. I died by run over.
morbidly obese. I can't imagine being at the peak of my fertility and not being able to touch the side if my thighs. It's horrific. Meanwhile, who she simps. This is her, okay? And this is what her bio says. Rachel is a wife and Orthodox Christian mother of 5 children. When she's not attending to her duties to her family and church, she enjoys fitness. And remember who else says that women deserve to be tossed to the side for gaining weight? The woman defending Rachel's honor, Pearl, who is also overweight. This is what I mean when I say the Trad Thought Coalition cannot uphold their own standards. Pearl obviously also had an issue with Cake Girl's modesty. So yeah, Pick Me Pearl is friends with Rachel Wilson, who is apparently into fitness, you know, a few times out of the year. But hey, 2 women who are desperate for male attention, I can see why they get along. So this is one of the main tweets that started Cakegate, where Rachel Wilson quote tweets the Cake Girl Isabella and says, "Holy cow, lady, get yourself an apron. It will preserve the spectacle of those giant tatas for your husband, as well as protecting your poor shirt from getting batter splatter." And this person says, "That t-shirt look normal on other women. Should big-breasted women cover themselves up more?" And then Rachel says, "As a busty lady, I can say yes." For her to say that she's the same thing as Cake Girl is actually insane. This is not the
Didn't Boogie call this shit a meat curtain? If that's true, gross.
Same as this. You can't be over here saying, "As a busty lady." Like, these are 2 completely different body types. They make clothing in the plus size section for you. She says, "It's a sad fact of life that when you are generously endowed up top," girl, don't kid yourself. "You can't just wear the same outfits that smaller busted girls can." You could have just chose a shirt that actually fit appropriately. You see the same type of shirt on her, except she's just over.
Wasn't there somebody told her that she should have worn like a dress? And I was sitting here thinking, you want this woman to be dressed like a maiden from the 60s because you're uncomfortable that she got titties. Just say you're insecure.
Weight instead, and she has a cross on. According to her logic, she should be wearing a cloak right now, a garbage bag. Like, we can see your boobage and your tummyage. So is it really about modesty and fighting for Christianity and conservatism, or is it about being jealous and bringing other women down to bring yourself up because they're not part of your Trad Thought Coalition? The Trad Thought Coalition will all be friends with each other, hate on every other woman on Twitter for not being as trad as them, but it's okay when they do it. I can't show it, but in Pearl's video, it's this one. Pearl learns to knead. She's not even wearing a bra and her nipples are poking out of the shirt. Pearl, the queen of modesty, talking about, I deem this appropriate for a wife and mother. Pearl here says, to be honest, the entire—
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who did it. Somebody did the video about Pearl where they showed her in a car talking about how insecure she was. And it was at that moment I could no longer take anything that woman said with any shred of seriousness. She's just sad. And it's like, it's okay to be sad. But like, you're not gonna sit here and be sad and try to shame everybody else to be sad just like you. I believe the phrase is misery loves company. And she's trying really hard to find some fucking company right now. And the funniest part is she can't even get it to make it last. And it's like, it's sad to me now. If I keep seeing Pearl more and more, I'm gonna walk away from Pearl thinking that she's pathetic. I already think majority of these like red pill dudes are pathetic, because they are. They prey upon the lowest common denominator of men and then hope to gain. And they do. And so when I see this shit, I just think to myself, you're pathetic. There's nothing else to you but you being pathetic.
Entire conversation about modesty is truly an attack on Christianity. They are mocking Christians for having Christian standards. A girl baking a cake in a t-shirt that she and her Tradler clique do not like is an attack on Christianity and modesty. Meanwhile, her nipples are poking through the shirt as she's cooking, but she gets to determine what's modest.
And might I add, while I'm eating these chips, yes, they're Pringles, this ruined the overall reputation of the conservatives / the red pills. And I had somebody say, well, just a reminder, red pills aren't conservatives. Well, guess what? They spout the same shit and they all co-sign the same messages that they talk about. So, unfortunately, I'm lumping them into the group. I'm lumping them into the group based on how they choose to operate and what they choose to co-sign. If they didn't co-sign each other, I would say red pills different from conservatives. But because they co-sign each other, I'm going that route. It ain't my fault. It's their fault.
Modest and what's not. And if you guys think that I'm the mean girl, Well, first off, they're not very nice, as you can see. And I don't think that people that are like this, that are pick-me's, are entitled to someone being kind to them. That aside, though, if you think I'm a mean girl, just wait until this next part. What I'm about to show you is some classic.
Also, pick-me's, calling somebody a pick-me is not the insult you think it is, because I ain't gonna say all. They got pick-me's who end up getting picked, while the rest of you do not. The rest of you don't get picked, getting mad at people who do. And I've never understood that.
A mean girl stuff. So Isabella Riley, who's known for her offering her newborn child to a PDF file.
News, I actually don't want kids. So this is the funny thing about my
Excuse the fuck out of me. How did we go from one to the other? What? How? I must learn how to be able to segue like this. Just to casually go from like, oh, these people are mean to, yeah, this person tried to give their baby to someone who doesn't deserve children.
Twitter. I like play the part of a trad wife, play the part of a trad wife, play the part of a trad wife, play the part of a trad wife. But I'm like, I have no maternal instinct whatsoever.
Many months later.
My husband's texting me and he said that he wanted me to tell you that we will have our daughter ready for you as a virgin.
John fucking Circa, the greatest ever lived.
So this girl, Isabella Riley, so not Cake Girl Isabella. This is a different Isabella. She's part of this fake trad coalition. They all interact on Twitter. And these girls have a past too. Before I get into that, I just want to show the context of her hating on Cake Girl and saying, see, you can show a cooking recipe without her juggies taking up the whole screen. Get over her milky moo-moos. All this bazunga kahunga hate as if implants don't exist. And of course, Pearl's in the reply. As you can see from this photo, trad LARP Isabella is casting stones at Cake Girl for posting bikini photos online for everyone to see. Meanwhile, she did the exact same thing, and this is not the only instance. And yet here she is saying, why is it so hard for women to admit that they are purposefully wearing revealing or skin-tight clothing for male attention? In the photo I'm blocking, it's her and the other girl in the photo with their asses showing in panties with writing on their thighs. This looks like amateur porn. And yet here she is on her pedestal talking down to everyone saying, how dare you wear a t-shirt? And so before the whole Cakegate thing, some months back, she said that they needed to attack her, literally commanding her followers to attack her because she...
It's never this fucking desperate.
She suspects that the Cake Girl photoshops her photos. And she didn't even provide sufficient evidence of altering her body because that's what she's circling here. I don't really see any warping here. So if there is any Photoshop, it's pretty subtle because I can't see it. This is what she's using her following for. To attack a woman because she feels like she photoshopped a photo. And she thinks that drawing red circles on things is going to prove that. I would get it if there was a bigger point to this, like she's trying to highlight some bigger idea like hypocrisy, or maybe it was photoshopped really bad, but she's just doing it for free and solely out of personal vendetta. So is it really about promoting motherhood and conservatism and Christianity, or is it because it's something else and personal? So she literally asked Cake Girl to debate her on who's more trad. It doesn't get much more cringy than this. Remember when I said that it's a performative thing? That's what I meant. And she also for some reason brings up her eating disorder, and she accuses Cake Girl of begging for a husband on Twitter, and she says, sincerely a married woman. I know it's...
You know what's crazy? Nobody begged for a woman.
So high school. Cake Girl claps back and says, show me a tweet of mine where I begged for a husband. Expressing that I can't wait to get married and start a family isn't begging. Sincerely, the woman your husband said he wanted to marry first. She said, Josiah and I never dated because he was way too young for me. He would even privately message my mom and tell her that he was going to marry me and that I was his future wife. That must crush her to read. Like, you're condescending to her like, I'm married. And the other girl's like, he wanted to marry me first. You're sloppy seconds. By the way, the other Isabella, not Cake Girl, she married her husband when he was 19 and she was 24. Shortly after Cake Girl slammed her back with the, your husband wanted me first, she went and bleached her hair blonde, just like Cake Girl. In this photo, she's a little less blonde.
That's pathetic. Oh.
So you could see the slow progression over time. You see, there's no need to hate on her. You can just skinwalk her instead. How is it that OF Isabella's husband wanted Cake Girl, you know, considering she dresses so inappropriately? He wanted her, he wanted to marry her, and meanwhile, OF Isabella is deeming her a slut. It's interesting how the husband doesn't think so, though. She not only told her followers to harass the Cake Girl before the incident even happened, but also said, thank you for running this poll about how I'm so much better. Ooh, I'm so trad. She's very desperate and try hard like Pearl. See, this is how women should dress at the gym. See, ladies, it's not that hard. You can do it too. Believe in yourself and stop being a whore. But yeah, the amount of try hard in this is just sickening. I think that modesty in the gym is great, but you wouldn't catch me yelling at everyone like, see, look how modest and trad I am, unlike those other girls. See, ladies, you can get male attention like me by bragging about how trad you are. Look how modest I am, wearing makeup to the gym so I can post a photo of myself being modest at the gym for attention online. Now please like my photo. It is so desperate, so it makes sense that her and Pearl are friends. These girls are desperate pick-me's. They want male attention. They put other women down to get the male attention, and a lot of them act out of jealousy even though they do the exact same thing that they insult other girls for. OF Isabella took her grift to the Whatever podcast, and she took the opportunity to condescend to Adam 22 about how degenerate he was as well.
One quick question. Are you concerned about your child? I believe it's she's a daughter, right? I have a daughter that gave birth a couple months ago. Do you ever worry that one day she'll see this content and maybe would you want her to be doing content like this? Is this something that would make you proud as a father to a young daughter?
I think every parent wants...
What the fuck is a trad? I believe it's a traditional wife. or a traditional woman. It's one of those, if not both of those. I believe that's what that is.
To see their offspring do better than them. So for sure, I wouldn't like to see her, just sort of default to that just because she knows that her parents did it.
You have Isabella tweeting Adam22 here saying, I feel so bad for this poor little girl who will one day be exposed to porn videos of her own parents. This is sick. Meanwhile, OF Isabella, well, we know why I'm calling her that, and she has a daughter. I'm not defending Adam22's lifestyle, but it's just the audacity that OF Isabella and this whole Tradlar coalition has to speak like this to other people as if they got everything right. Everyone makes mistakes, and it doesn't mean you can't speak on issues or say what you think is morally wrong, but the difference here is that the Tradlar coalition is taking it as opportunity.
Before she finishes what I know she's about to say, I feel as though anyone can speak on something being morally corrupt. I feel like any of us have the ability to do that. The problem becomes when motherfuckers speak like they're untouchable and that they're better than everybody else. That's where the problem starts. Because these motherfuckers who talk as if they're the only ones who have the answers are often the people who are wrong, and they get it wrong still to this day. Maybe that's where the problem comes in, just a little bit.
To put themselves on a pedestal while talking down to people where they once were. So now you're going to cast a stone at them? When you go to someone who's doing the same thing you did and you talk down to them, you're not showing them the mercy or grace that you would have want shown to you.
Look at what she has on the screen. Not very Christ-like for a Christian. To take it all the way back. To take it all the way back to the Lil Nas X thing. You motherfuckers who claim to be Christians are seemingly not acting Christ-like. And then you wonder why people like Lil Nas X make fun of your faith.
Who's doing the same thing you did and you talk down to them, you're not showing them the mercy or grace that you would have want shown to you. Where was OF Isabella's purity testing when it came to Pearl baking on her wife's school channel with her tatas poking out of her shirt? Or when she's saying it's about posting bikini photos online, but she herself did that and so did her friend Pearl. They all give each other a pass, and it's not like it was 10 years ago. These are recent things within the past 2 years. But God forbid a girl wears a t-shirt and bakes a cake. It's very much a phony act where they pretend they never did any of these things that they speak down about. And they're not doing it to help people, they're doing it to purity test. There's a difference between growing and learning from your mistakes and then pretending that you never did those things, lying by omission, and then putting people down for doing the things that you did. That's what makes it judgmental and hypocritical. And it's gotten to the point that it's so bad that Cakegate went viral. It made the news. So this is the last piece of Cakegate that I want to go over with Rachel, ooh, I'm so trad. Ethan Ralph Senpai, please notice me. So her husband is Andrew Wilson, and he goes on podcasts to debate about the same things that we were talking about earlier and supposedly promoting the trad life. Her husband hosted a stream where he spent a lot of the time calling Cake Girl a skank and how she's actually not conservative or trad and how it hurts the conservative Christian movement.
Let's see who wants to have a nice fight today about the...
Okay. I have what is known as a fucking problem with taking something and making it about every single other person. When that is your game, you prove to everybody that your entire group are fucking idiots. When somebody says, this hurts the conservative movement, or you all are paying attention to this during an election year, this hurts the conservatives. You know what hurts the conservatives? Being lumped in with everybody else, much like how the leftists do it. I promise y'all, if I was ever a politician, you motherfuckers would not like me because I would hate all of you with impurity.
TradCon grifter scumbags. The argument is centered around who do we want to represent us? Do we want kind of these typified East who have nothing of value at all to say? So I think it's a fight worth having.
So he says it's a fight worth having, where he goes on to host an entire call-in session on Twitter to expose Cake Girl for
one day I'm going to host a call-in session about how stupid some of this shit is.
Baking on the timeline. But then how come he didn't do the same with Nick Fuentes? Rachel Wilson was in tight with Groypers and Nick Fuentes, and at some point Nick went downhill. When Rachel Wilson rightfully called out Nick Fuentes for protecting a guy who was caught asking kids for inappropriate pictures, Andrew Wilson decides that actually that's infighting and not worth it.
When the Holy Spirit selected Mary, did the Holy Spirit go, let's look for a mature woman that I have something in common with?
These are the people who have a prominent standing speaking on your faith, and you conveniently never have shit to say about it. And so you wonder why people treat your faith as a joke. You're more mad at Lil Nas X making fun of you again than realizing that your own group is a joke. Why do you think I say God would not like you new Christians? That's not a gimmick. That's not me being facetious. And considering how I have only slightly read the Bible, I haven't read every word in every chapter, and I will not sit here and pretend like I have. I've only read just a little bit. And based on that little bit, I confirm that God would not like you people. He would not. I can feel confident in saying that.
I need to find one of those mature women that is smart and has common interests and things in common with me. Or did the Holy Spirit go and say, how old was the Virgin Mary? I think she was like, well, she wasn't 18, I'll say that much. If I'm dropping these red pills on you, you're gonna shut up and stop, dude, just stop. Why?
But a girl with big kahunga ungas wearing a t-shirt baking a cake, now that's where Andrew draws the line. I guess he'd rather side with someone who advocates for there being no age of consent laws.
I think the age of consent should be lower. I don't even really believe in the concept. You wanna know?
FBI, open the fuck up.
Why? Because marriage is consent.
Very creepy. And Mr. Holier-than-thou Crusader Andrew Wilson, who's here to tell you about those e-skanks, slutting up those traditional, pure, conservative spaces. He had on an OnlyFans girl and did the same thing that the Manosphere podcasts do. He blasted her milky moo-moos all over his thumbnail, taking up a huge portion of his thumbnail. Now, as a Christian crusader, why would you want to tempt your Christian followers into sinning? It's practically like throwing an OF advertisement in their face when he could have easily cropped the image. It takes such little effort to do this or use a different photo of her. But no, just like whatever podcast and Fresh and Fit, he had to put the most provocative photo that he could find to put in the thumbnail. If it weren't for the YouTube TOS, I wouldn't doubt that these guys would put even more provocative photos of these girls in their YouTube thumbnails for clicks. Because why stop there, right? It would get more views, since that seems to be their reason for doing it. It's not like it's for demonstrative or educational purposes. Like, hey, here's what I'm talking about. It's so that they get male attention, so they get viewership, and thus promoting OnlyFans girls as well. So that's when it stops being about discourse, and it starts to be more about exploiting the women's sexuality for their own gain.
What the hell did Matt Pat upload? What? I'm sorry, complete deviation. But what the fuck did he just upload? He just uploaded a video saying goodbye, internet. If this motherfucker leaves, I will have nothing to watch. I spend my time watching game theory,
despite apparently being against that. But anyway, later on, Andrew Wilson had people call into his show to talk about Cake Girl.
My problem with Isabel DeLuca, and I want you guys all to know this and hear this, is that the girl is a liar and a fraud and a bad person. And I know this from personal experience. I worked at a company where she was fired for plagiarism. She steals everybody's tweets. And while she worked there, she also
She steals everybody's tweets? I'm sorry, who's going to jail over stealing a tweet? Who deserves to be prosecuted for stealing tweets? Nobody.
that she had some cancer operation that she had to have and went to a concert or something.
She basically says that she's a liar and a plagiarist, and that is the clip here that Rachel Wilson is posting from her husband's little gossip session. Now, I don't know if any of these claims are true. I haven't seen any receipts, and Cake Girl Isabella says that it's not true, so I guess it's just her word against hers. And it very well could be true, but even if it were, it's kind of irrelevant to baking a cake in a t-shirt, and people calling her a slut for that and saying how it's an attack on Christianity and modesty. Now, the person calling in is Lisa Elizabeth, and she is the booker for Tim Pool. She's also OF Isabella's bestie.
Like Isabella Riley's in here, and she worked with her as well, but she, she's beautiful and smart, and her whole career, she won't even come on the show anymore to talk about how she stepped away from it so she could go get married and live a godly life. Like, these are the women that we want to lift up. This is what our party should be, and there's so many beautiful women to highlight, yet we've got this simp army of these liars, like literal liars.
And she goes on to talk about how she saw Cake Girl at the airport and took photos of her to send to people and make fun of her.
She was
I'm sorry. How does this make you look good?
Front of me in TSA, and I took a picture of her outfit to send to my friend James, and I wish I still had it, but she was in a blue spaghetti strap dress, like the Twitter check color blue, with her butt hanging out the back, like that's with tiny spaghetti straps, and she was like falling all out of it because she's not a thin girl. And I'm thinking, are you gonna be cold in the airport? Like, it was that ridiculous that I was like, James, look at this. Like, it was a lot. So I mean, I'm not trying to hate on the girl. I'm sure that it probably sounds like it. That's what people always say.
Anyway, while Lisa is busy not hating on her bestie's mortal enemy in the Trad Thought Olympics, she continues to complain about these trad larpers and how fake they are.
Frustrating to see girls lie and LARP and do all this, and people are believing them. There's so many people like that on our side, and it people find out, and then it damages it more than just us infighting about it, honestly.
I agree. Anyway.
Oh, and by the way, she hardly looks like that in person. She has all these like airbrush pictures of herself with this flat stomach and stuff. She's got a fupa. She doesn't look like that, right? And so the whole thing is just a fabricate. The whole thing's a lie. I mean, I could drop the pictures in here if you want, but like it's just nonsense, and everybody knows it.
Drop them.
Yeah, here, I'll do it for you. Hold on, wait, let me just put this up. I'm not trying to be like a hater.
I'm not trying to be a hater, but Lisa is going on a rant about how fake Cake Girl is and how she doesn't look how she looks in real life. But this is how Lisa portrays herself online. For example, this is how her profile picture looks. Generally, this is how she presents herself. Every photo of her pretty much looks like this. Most people would say she looks late 20s, early 30s, you know, a young woman. But then she looks completely different on Timcast. She looks like she's in her 40s, which is fine, you know, because she is. She's 42 years old. And there's nothing wrong with looking your age. But how can you cast stones at someone for editing their photos too much when you're editing 20 years off of your face? And this is her when she's all dolled up for Timcast. It's not like a random creep shot someone took of someone at the airport, you know, to make fun of them. And like I said, I'm not hating. I don't want everyone to think that. I don't even think she looks bad. And she looks like a sweet, southern, homely 40-something-year-old. But I just find it to be a little hypocritical and a little distasteful to attack someone for altering their photos too much when you're catfishing your age. I don't find anything wrong with tweaking your photos a little bit here and there, so long as you still look like yourself within the past 5 years, especially if you're gonna call other people out on that. So basically, we not only have OF Isabella commanding her simps to attack the girl she's jealous of that her husband tried to marry first, literally asking for her to be harassed on the basis of her suspecting Photoshop. But then we have Rachel Wilson's husband, her getting her husband to continue the dog pile and make an entire episode that was 3 hours long dedicated to calling Cake Girl a scam for baking in a t-shirt. These women are getting their husbands to attack Cake Girl. They're getting their simps to attack Cake Girl. They're attacking Cake Girl. Rachel's even trying to pit other women against Cake Girl. See, Mary's cute, unlike you, slut. Cover up. She brought in a whole nother party, someone who was not part of it at all and is talking about her boobs. That's why I wanted to make this video, because it is so insane and entertaining how violently jealous these women get and how far they're willing to go to bring a pretty girl down. A pretty girl who was basically just minding her own business. To wrap up Cakegate, how it ended was it made the news. Rachel says, "You gotta be kidding me." She says it's a long game. With all this exposure, she's either gonna step it up and create more meaningful content, or she's going to be proven to be exactly what people thought she
Leon is mean. I didn't do anything.
was. It's not up to me. Meanwhile, this is Rachel's meaningful content, apparently. Her husband, Andrew Wilson, claims that this is fake. It was a little bit conflicting. She claimed that it was real, but it was a joke, so I don't understand that. But, you know, she says that this photo is from her Instagram. It's just taken out of context and photoshopped into here to make it look like she was DMing it to a guy. But it really is odd how high definition this photo is of her feet. Like, why are you posting pictures of your feet? It's not like the rest of her was showing and then it was cropped, because it's coming from this angle. So what else would be showing in the photo? So kind of smells fishy here for Trad Mom. But yeah, Pearl replied to Rachel commenting about meaningful content and being conservative, saying, "I hate it here, lol." Pearl all the time laughs about, "Oh, haha, I say anything I want and get followers. It's this easy on Twitter." But then when other people do it, essentially, then it's a problem. Rules for thee, but not for me. And Isabella is just baking a cake in a t-shirt versus Predator Pearl tweeting things like this about 16-year-olds and how they're, quote, hotter than adults. And saying things
that was last year.
Things like this are how she got her notoriety and featured in the news. So why is she hating? We know why. Because she's jealous. And so is Rachel Wilson, seeming so unhappy that Cake Girl made the news over Rachel's dumb tweets hating her. That must really suck. Imagine being jealous of someone and then all you do is help them get paid. I saved the best for last. Remember that guy earlier who was asking for his followers to pay his alimony while he's trying to ask a woman out? He came back to Twitter and he was coping constantly. He replied to like,
"Oh no, no, buddy, don't come back to the app after you have been beaten asunder rightfully for your horrid attempt at trying to fist." Why? I'm just watching the gameplay, like most. Like most. What do you mean go to it? I'm not going towards the fucking rhino. Fuck you. I'm not daring myself to do anything except try to win the fucking game. What did he say? I want to fucking read what he said. I don't want it read to me, even though it's probably going to be read to me anyway. I must wait these few... He's going to fucking... This fucking rhino's going to get me. This rhino's going to get me. I was right! Come on, 8 seconds. 8 seconds. 3. There we go. Okay. Okay, back to this. Okay, what did he say? What did he say? I must hurry and read this because it'll fucking end soon. Favor to ask Nails Nation, anyone else get the impression that the Isabella might not be able to stay over? I was on vacation with my kids, knew it would distract me with the kind of heat, so I waited until I got home and the boys went to their mom, so here I am. Imagine a guy more concerned about his kids than social media. What? Fuck off!
like 3 different people saying, "No, I just deleted my account because I was on vacation." I was never embarrassed. I was on vacation with my kids and didn't need a distraction. Oh yeah, sure. That's what it was. You weren't embarrassed at all. You should be, because it was embarrassing. Haha, let's get cocktails and make bad decisions. I was on vacation with my kids and didn't need a distraction. I'm back now and the kids are with their mom. My boys come way before anything on social media. Yeah, he thought by using his kids as a shield that it would make up for this mess. And you know he's coping because he slipped up here. No way. I was simply in a slump. Fortunately, I was able to meet up with a slump buster yesterday and found my groove again. What What are you in a slump about? I messaged her before I knew she was into attention. Once I knew that, I unfollowed her and didn't care at all. But her response would have been, it's amazing, isn't it, that people can change their minds? Oh yeah, just convenient. This is the final nail in the coffin if you didn't think he was sour grapesing before. Anyone else get the impression that Cake Girl might not be all that stable? Oh, so now she's not stable. Tree says, you're the POS who deactivated your Twitter account when she leaked your DMs to her perv. It's so obvious you're sour grapesing. Stop. It's so embarrassing. You're making it worse. That was one hell of a rabbit hole to dive down and dig through everything. I think the only reason I was able to do it is because I've met some of these people in real life, so I understand how it works. But if you guys support my content, leave a like, subscribe to the notification bell.
Hooray. Wasn't it a great video, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't that a great video from Britney? Where she again does the fucking work of dismantling these fucking people and how really bad they are at credibility. Isn't it great? I love it. Now, let us try to win a fucking game of Fall Guys. A bit long. Yeah, one would argue. One could argue. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, qualified. Queen shit? I don't know about queen shit. Dun, 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 dun. I forgot the music in this fucking game. We believe in you? I don't know. What is this? Oh, I hate this one. This is where you gotta fucking put your best foot forward. 2, 1, let's go, let's go. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. See, I fucking hate it. Yeah, yeah, oh, it's this one, it's this one. Okay, bam. Motherfuckers are just going through this one. Okay. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm just going through them. Oh, I made it. I just go through this one. At this point, you just gotta follow the leader. Oh, I don't think I did good here. I don't think I did good here. I don't think I did good here. I don't think I did good here at all. I don't think I did good here, folks. Oh my. Oh me, oh my. I don't know the right way to go. Fuck! Okay, go to this one. Oh, fuck! Did they go through that one? Oh no, they're going through that one. I don't think I went through this one. I'm scared to go through this one. Oh my! Okay, I'm going through this one with the people. The people went through this one. Oh, great heavens. Oh, wait. Oh, I qualify. I have never fucking been able to beat that one. Having fun? Somewhat. I'm somewhat having fun. And I think this will be the last fucking mission. And there's 6 people left, so this will be like the last fucking one. Dun 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 dun. Alright, give me the last one. What you got for me? Avoid jumping on the pattern tiles to prevent the kraken from appearing. Don't fall in the water. Oh no. Oh no. I've never played this. I don't know what we're about to do here. Avoid the water. That's all I could do. Stop it, you nincompoops. I don't think... Hi there. Hi there. Hi there. Oh. 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 One's gone. Fuck you. No, I didn't mean it. Oh my. I didn't sign up for shit to be moving. Oh my. Oh my god! Ah. I don't know where to go. And where the fuck is everybody else? Where's literally everybody else? Oh, there they are. Oh my. Oh me. Oh biscuits. Oh god. There's so much. Ah. Ah. 3 are gone. Oh my. Don't fall, you. Ah. Ah. Oh. I got one more. I'm up against one more. It's that same Cuphead motherfucker. I tried to cheat. I'm sorry. I tried to cheat. I didn't mean to. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Fuck. Fuck. What the fuck? That's awesome. All right. We're out of here. Good way to go. A fucking great game. A great final dystopian battle. Goodbye, everybody. See y'all in the next one. Laters.